It's got to have 70s twanging bass guitar stuff.
I can hear the intro. Is that what you wanted?
No, when I start talking.
Okay.
Message.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Woohoo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes. So looks like I have everything set up correctly. Gonna wait till you guys are checking on Twitch to make sure the volume sounds okay and that we can see everything well on the video. I got everybody's little heads down there in the camera spots. And we are going to be playing Kobold Press's game. It's from the Midgard universe, and this game is called the Mhalmet Heist. It is a one-shot that goes about 4.5 hours. It's going to take place over 4 days. So what we do is basically we make an hour a day is kind of how we run the game. But what we did with this campaign, because I don't like to sit too long, so like 3 hours is a long time for me. So I don't want to do the whole game in one shot. So we split it up into 2 weeks. That'll be tonight and then next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, man, you know what? I forgot to put my mask on. Darn, I always forget that.
We're using our fake names. Okay. To drop in a little Avengers quote there.
Nice.
I'm topical.
I like it. So we're going to start, and so we can get to know who everyone is. Are we good with the volume? Did you guys check that for me? Okay, on Twitch. Coming across.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Great. So when people can watch this on demand later if they miss it today. So let's go down. Can you guys see the camera on the bottom there? Ooh, hello, new follower.
Nope.
Do you see your faces on the bottom of the screen?
I don't have Twitch launched yet.
Yeah, you don't need it launched. You do not.
Yep, I see all faces and one pupper on the far right.
Fantastic. All right, so we're going to go in line. So we're going to start with Elsa. So tell us who you are, if you want to tell us what part of the world you're from, and your character, and kind of anything special about your character you want to tell us.
Okay. I am Elsa. I live in kind of in Denver. I will be playing Makta, and I am super duper in charge. Let's see. Makta she's got a priority list. So she's number one is keep everybody safe. Okay. Also, number one is get the job done. Number 1A would be like have a super awesome
two
plan.
Number ones. Am I math off?
Bullet point.
It's just it's a condensed list. But she's gonna wrangle everybody and get it done.
Sounds good. Next up down the line, we go to Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Hill. I'm from the south of England. I am up way past my normal bedtime. So if you know my voice at all, it'll be because you have the good taste to listen to the Nerd Therapy podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you, David. Where I play Marcus, the Paladin, otherwise known as Teen Dad. These days, I think he sees his role as damage control as much as anything else. So I will be playing Adisu. Adisu is kind of basically the guy that you get in front talking to people, and persuasion, charisma, that sort of thing is his strong suit. So that's going to be interesting. So going against my natural inclination there, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. And who's up next? We have Tim. Master Tim.
Hey, I'm Tim, from like Middle England-ish. It's north. It's weird. I'm in the middle of England, but it's loosely defined. Anyway, and I am playing Abbo tonight. So Abbo is the youngest member of the group. He's a bit of a kid. Want to prove himself, and if it involves heights, I'm probably going to climb it and jump it.
Fantastic. And then next up we have Patrick, right?
Yep, my name is Patrick Tracy, but most of you might know me as the goddamn DM. I'm the funny guy up on Twitter making all those D&D memes. I am also the DM for the Almost Heroic podcast. Whoop. And you might have seen my face a lot this week because I've been doing quite a few guest spots.
Amazing.
I will be playing Hakeem Whitemane. I am a trickery domain cleric who is a bit sagacious in his years, a bit on the wiser side and more cautious. And I'm trying to just get that last score.
Fantastic. And it is an honor to have you with us. And then we have a puppy dog with us. Lastly.
Yes, I go by Coco as far as on the internet. I am the most supreme doggo when it comes to D&D. I have never lost a game. That's how you play this, right?
Ooh.
I will be playing Zara the Pale. As you can tell from my accent, I am also from somewhere like England. Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird.
Very South England.
Yeah, I'm from Southern England, like really Southern.
Yeah.
Western.
Yep. And Zara is considered by many to be flighty, but really she is actually in tune with the forces that are with destinies such as the stars and the moon and everything that revolves around life. And she really just wants to work with her troop and make sure that everything goes well.
Excellent, excellent. Welcome everyone aboard. This again is the second time we played this campaign. I have 3 dates that we put out there, and you can find them all on the Twitch stream at Steel Empire. You can also find those on our YouTube page, Steel Empire. I'll have to put a link for that somewhere. We don't have that many followers, so we don't have a cool personalized URL. So maybe one day. All right, we're going to get things started. We're going to get things started here on our heist. All right, so what's going on is... Wow, we got a new follower. Look at that. I have to actually move that before I start. Hang on. Some of these images. Event list. It would be... Alert box. Aha. Let's move that over. And there's a... I don't know, can you guys hear that? There's a little noise. Somebody's mic is open and there's some... There, I think that fixed it. Yeah. So whatever that was, if you could just mute if that goes on, that's cool.
Yep, throw my phone across the room.
Ah, appreciate it. Right. Stop playing video games. All right, so yes. So you guys are the famed Golden Song. You are the Golden Song from the Thieves Guild. You guys are the Thieves Guild had a bunch of different groups, but you guys are like the top. So you are very well known. You all know each other. You've worked together for at least a year. We could just say maybe a little more, but let's say at least a year as a full team. So you are familiar with each other. So anything that you think your character does that you want someone else to know, you can just tell them. It's not metagaming. You all know each other and you know what is needed for this job. So you have been summoned to the Sandalwood House by the local owner of the Salon of Mysteries. His name is Wazin. Wazin has gathered you here to discuss a job of sorts. So here we are. You walk into the Saddlewood. The Saddlewood House has a lounge bar area. You come in and you see this rotund man who you recognize, Wazin. You see him sitting in the corner back in a dark booth table waiting for you. He sees you and he waves you over. You can see he's nervous. He's twitching a little bit, sweat running down his face. Oh, welcome. Thank you, my friends. 1,000 blessings upon you. Welcome. I appreciate so much for your gracing me with your time. I know you're busy and you have many important things to do, but this job I have for you, there's no one else I can find to do it. I need your assistance, if I could. What I have for you, you know of the 1,000 Whispers down the road, yes?
Oh, of course, Sugar. We know very much about it.
Yes, of course. That dark spot on our nice little town. Of course, you know my establishment is very well known. Blah blah blah. I forgot already. Salon of Mysteries. I just said it. The Salon of Mysteries has been an establishment in our town, giving jobs to everyone here, building up this town. I have been here for many years, and now this Nadi, this plight, he comes here and builds up this gigantic monstrosity, and he's trying to put me out of business. Oh, my dear. Everything is... He uses these corrupt bureaucrats. He bribes them. They come down and shut me down. He brings the gangsters. They come and harass my customers. He even stops my shipments. If something is not done, I imagine that I myself will be shut down. I need your help. I beg of you. Would you please take on this great task? If you do this, I don't ask for any funds. What I want to do is offer you my knowledge. If you could rob Nadi and the Thousand Whispers, in 4 days' time, there is a huge tournament happening on day 4 from now. This whole huge tournament called the blah blah blah. Get it together, David. The Vipers. It's the Viper tournament. It's a card game, and many travelers and gamblers from all over will come to play. The funds will be overflowing. They will make their vault explode with the amount of money. You need to sneak in there and get all that money out. You can take everything. I do not want a dime. Take it all. Everything you can carry, it is yours. By doing this will also destroy Nadi, my arch nemesis. The Black Table, and the Black Table is the gangsters, the mob, as we have it in here in the States. So the mafia, basically. They are the mafia.
Conservatives.
Say it again?
We call them conservatives.
Okay.
Truth.
So the mafia of our time here is the Black Table. So the Black Table comes to collect their part, their bribe, say. So when they go to open the vault, there will be nothing in there because you've snuck out by the dead of night. I love it. But I do warn you, if you're caught, I know nothing about it. You know, the axe may fall, and but you're good enough. I know that you will be able to do this. No one else could do it but you. Is this something you would do for me?
Yes.
Boss.
Magda, I must admit that I have looked into the stars, and they have foretold me that our fate is definitely intertwined with this here gentleman, but I am not sure exactly how or to what end that it is. So I will defer to your particular judgment.
Yes, I think maybe we can help you. You say is going to be how much money?
Oh, I know that it's going to be the biggest amount of payoff in the history of this whole town. Maybe, I don't know, 100,000 gold or more. It could be more. At least that much.
I like that. Yeah, let's do that. I like that.
Oh, I didn't even see you, little one. Hello. I forgot you're part of the crowd now. You've come up in the world. I remember you coming to my door looking for scraps. Good to see you.
I remember you gave good scraps.
Yes. I take care of my people. As you can see, I'm a good man. I mean well. I don't like to hurt people, but that's why I don't want to just kill him and send mercenaries. I just want to get him out of here. He is ruining our town. Well, that's up to you. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he was to accidentally meet his demise on the way, that wouldn't be the end of the world.
Not for me, correct. I have no love for the man.
But you would prefer him to be humiliated.
You know me well. Yes. It would be nice to see him grovel at the feet of everyone.
All right. I like that.
All right. Any questions you might have for me?
Like, where's the money going to be stored?
Tell us everything you know about the vault.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about the Thousand Whispers, what I know of the place.
Yes.
I imagine some of you have been in there to gamble before, but I
would
myself
never
have not.
think
I
Only
do
with
have,
other people's money.
I do have friends that have been in there, associates, who tell me what's going on, but I would never be seen in such a place. I do know that it is a pleasure lounge just like mine. Not as nice as mine, but it is big, it is huge, 3 floors tall. And now I just found out earlier in the week that the English, all Europeans say this differently. So the ground floor is what we call the first floor in the States.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll try to
I
remember
speak
that.
Yankee.
So Yankee is first floor is the ground floor. When I say second floor, it's the first floor
First
in
floor,
England.
yeah.
All right, so you know, there's 3 levels, and then he knows there's a basement area. I do know that the staff does not leave this place. They live there. So they have to have some rooms there somewhere. I've never been down. I don't know anyone who has been down into the lower areas. So I'm not sure exactly what's there. Maybe some of your contacts would know better than I. But I do know you have the main gambling floor. You have the restaurant, Abu's amazing restaurant, where he is the famed chef. I think, come to think of it, he doesn't live on the premises. He lives off in his own home down the street away. I don't know how that's possible, but, they want the best. They have to make some kind of arrangements for him.
They just don't have catering for monkeys.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes, Aladdin, I believe, is the name of his assistant. Yes. So on the... and just real quick, as I looked at the thing, Chris, do you want me to move your camera, or are you going to keep, because you keep moving? I lost your head, just so you know. And I don't mind. It's just I can move it where you're normally going to be, right there, or you want me to move it?
This is my normal position. I was
Fine.
just
You go
scribbling
ahead.
some notes down.
Yeah.
So
Feel free. I just wanted to make sure
I'm
I
in the
didn't mess
middle of
you
my
up.
camera. Hold on. Let me just tilt it up a little bit.
You're perfect. Yeah. That's fine. I just didn't want to mess it up for you, and you'd be like, man, why didn't you get the camera right? Yell at me later. All right, so... so the second floor, as you go up, I know there's a banquet area where they have parties and some private rooms for families that come in from out of town. The third floor, you can rent rooms. I know people can stay there. That's about all I know. Any other questions?
Are they
And just to
bringing,
reconfirm, oh, go ahead.
are they bringing in any extra staff for this tournament?
That is a very good point. I would imagine they would need to hire some extra help because it's going to be the busiest they've ever been. But you'd have to ask some of the staff or maybe someone else that has been in there personally.
What about music? Do they have musicians?
Oh yes, they have a live stage down the casino floor. If you're sitting at the restaurant, there's a wall. It's only a knee-high wall, so you're allowed to look out over the casino floor and see the entertainment.
Okay.
And as you're thinking of more questions, I'm actually going to change maps so you can see.
Like you haven't mentioned the vault yet, and I'd quite like to know what the vault is, if you know that.
Right.
Seems
It's a place in the ground where they hold money.
All right. Hold on. Why is that doing that? Get up.
Just
get up.
annoying.
Get up. Yeah, this DMing on Twitch thing and Roll20 is a little bit of work.
You need many computers.
Yeah, it's easier just sitting at the table, man, with your screen up. It's a lot of work clicking on all this stuff. All right, you need an assistant, really, to make it go well. That'd be nice. If you could just focus on just doing your game and let somebody else run the computer. That's the way to go. Anyway, I digress. So there was a question about the vault. Okay, yes. I do know that the vault is in the basement level somewhere. I've never seen it, so I could not tell you in good faith what I think is going on. But I did hear that they were doing some new construction just recently, maybe last week. Maybe they built a new vault that no one is aware of.
Oh, I like that. I like that idea.
I know my friend Teacup, the Minotaur. He may have some more ideas of what they did. He's kind of a engineer type. He might have information.
Could you spell his name for me?
Just call him Tiny, Tiny. He is the giant minotaur, the only one in town. He likes to hang out at the Lady Luck.
Does he actually like being called tiny?
He does, actually, yes. Yes, he does.
Is he basically like big? Is he basically like Little John?
Absolutely.
Just hornier.
Boom, kiss.
Well, we don't know anything about his sex life.
Yet.
So
You have listened to Nerd Therapy.
So David, just to make sure I'm getting the layout of the place right, 3 stories above ground, 1 story underground.
Yes, that's what he's told you. That's what he knows. There's definitely a basement. He doesn't know exactly the layout down there. He's never been down there, or he doesn't know anyone that has. The staff lives on premises, so any context they have is talking to someone while they're working. He does know that the chef lives off the premises, 3 floors and a basement that you were told about. He knows the staff lives there, so he could imagine that they live somewhere in the basement area.
Mr. Wazim, like,
Yes.
do you know, like, if there's any like plans anywhere that we could look at? You know, or do you know someone who knows about it?
Building is new. It's just built not very long ago.
Well, let me correct you there. Actually, if you've lived here as long as I have, you will know. And now
I don't pay attention to such.
I am going to pull up another map. Now, this map, I'll tell you what. I actually I didn't pay the guy yet, but I commissioned someone to do a map for me, and he keeps putting it off and telling me something's wrong. And so I am sad to say that this is the map that you get. It's a handwritten. It's my little sketch. It looks like garbage, but it is what it is. So if you see it on Roll20, if you're following on Twitch, you can see the map, my little scribble. It's basically I scribbled it down for the artist to make the map for me. So if you see, as you come into town, you see the Saddlewood house on your left. That is where we're at right now. A little further up on your right is Wazim's place, the Salon of Mysteries. As you continue down the road, there's a couple other buildings. There's a church, maybe a restaurant. Now, when you come into the main setting of our campaign, it's up here where the park is. You see the park on the left. Lady Luck is the small casino, a little rundown place. Excuse me. Right there, across from the Thousand Whispers. The Thousand Whispers is where 5 buildings were at one point. You see the 2 other buildings that box it in. They're exactly the same. They look the same. 3-floor buildings, kind of like apartment buildings. There's one in the back as well. So before, it used to be 4 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Thousand Whispers came and took those 2 middle buildings, made them into one ginormous building. They boxed it all in cement, and there's no windows. It's just one giant building with a front door and a back door. Behind that building is the 5th building, which is now abandoned. You will also know that as you're walking up towards that, the first building you come to is the first 3-story building. The bottom floor, you know, is like an office of sorts, kind of like a storefront with a big glass window, and you know that it's an office building. And above it, you're not sure, maybe apartments where people live, but you've never actually been in there. Then you have the Thousand Whispers, which is double wide, where they took the 2 buildings and made them into one. As you continue on down out of town, the next building you come to is being converted into like a general store, like a Walmart or whatever you want to call it. Basically, anything you need, you can buy there. And any more questions about that area?
Not to break immersion, but can we call the road F7 Avenue?
Absolutely. Is that, a number there?
Yeah, that's exactly what it lines up with on the keyboard.
Good call. Absolutely. Yes. F7 Avenue. I love it. And make sure you stop and dip your feet into the F3 lake, river stream. It's very nice.
What's your address? F3. I'm between F4 and F5. You know, it's like northern England and southern England, and like you got the
like F5 space bar.
Yeah, love it. So good, so good.
But I hear you. Most of my drawings are like on wet mats, and they're just, or wet erase mats, and they're just kind of like, this big circle's a tree. You know, it's a tree because it's green. Everything I do looks like Crayola.
My stick figures need explanatory notes, so I'm not really want to comment.
I made a couple other maps. It takes a lot of time to do it right, but I made a couple of them that you'll see later for the other floors. Just basically some walls and some doors and things like that. But the full town, I kind of wanted to have somebody do it a little nicer that can draw, or at least do it on Illustrator or Photoshop. So I saw his other work. It was great. And I know he had an issue with Photoshop crashing or something. So he said it would be another couple of days, but that was earlier.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? By next week, we could have the updated map.
Yeah. Hopefully. That's the plan. Yep. All right. Any more questions about what's going on here?
So we got basically, we have a 4-day time limit on planning this.
Yes. In 4 days' time, the 4th day, today is day 1. The 4th day is the Viper Tournament, where all the funds will be put down into the vault. I know the Viper Tournament starts a little after breakfast time. Will go all day long with entertainment and food and delights. And then later into the evening, maybe 10 p.m. in the evening, it will settle down where they can find a final winner. And I imagine it would take them about an hour to get the funds through the counting rooms and then down into the vaults. So anytime.
Right. So just check. So there's to your knowledge, there is no money in the vaults, or not serious sums of money in the vaults until the 4th day.
There's always money in the vaults. It's always coming and going. But this big tournament, there'll be a hold on when they're putting the money out and transferring it. It's because that whole day there won't be any bank pickups or anything like that. It'll all be loaded up back in the counting rooms. They have chests back there, and then they will bring it all down at the end of the evening.
Think like Ocean's 11, like big night, everything.
Absolutely, totally.
You always have to before the big
leverage at the moment.
Yeah.
And so you said like there's the house at back, like the 3-story one, the big one behind the Thousand Whispers.
Right.
Is that still empty? You said, didn't you?
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to stop you there. You, as a character, you know all about that building. As a street rat, growing up on the streets, some of your friends are still living there. You might have some drug addicts in there, some homeless living in there. It's a 3-story building, abandoned, and so you know it very well. It's 3 floors. You can get in there. There might be some boarded up windows, but you know how to get in. You can climb all the way to the ceiling, or to the roof, excuse me.
Tidy.
If we have more questions in next couple days, we find you here, we find you at your place, where we find you.
Yes. I will be at my place, the Salon of Mysteries. You need only ask one of the hostesses, or if you want to come in, free food. I will even throw in my penthouse at the top floor. You may all stay there. There's plenty of room for you. Stay there during your time, and you can work out your details.
I bring my own pillow.
I'm sure it's a special pillow.
Can we have a whiteboard and yellow post-its and red string?
Done. Sabi. Whiteboard up. Penthouse. Anything else?
Is the green M&Ms.
You got it. Green. M&Ms.
Is there anything like you can give us, like items and stuff? Like if we asked him for you, or would we have to go shopping for
X-ray glasses or something?
Yes. Magda. Here's the key to the chest that is in the penthouse.
Ooh.
There you will find 500 gold. You will find
yes, I will.
Many climbing ropes. You will find 5 potions of healing. A very large bottle of wine for your enjoyment. And
you have any explosives?
I'm afraid not. I don't deal in explosives, but I'm sure one of your the shady type that you all have contacts with may be able to hook you up. You know nothing of me. Oh yes, a climber's kit as well. Thieves' tools, which I think you already have. You probably don't need.
Yeah, I've got thieves' tools, I think.
I have better thieves' tools.
Yes.
What? Better than mine? No, actually, I don't have these tools. I've got disguise
and just a logistics question, because I know my items and spells. I don't know everyone else's. Do we have a way of transporting that much gold out?
We do.
Okay, making sure.
Is mystery.
I have ability to transport up to about 750 pounds worth of gold.
Awesome.
Nice.
I know that's stuff that we would all know in character. It's just my character has a necklace.
It's very pretty necklace. I think I take it.
It is the prettiest you can try.
I'm sorry, Elsa, but I'm just expecting you anyone to say, I'm Bratva.
You see these stars. That's how you know.
Now, this is nice that you can carry so much, Mr. It is the Zahara, is it? Yes, it is.
Zara.
Zara, yes. But, it will probably be more like, you know what? I keep wanting to talk like Russian, that accent since you were talking like that.
It's infectious.
Keeps pulling me, yes.
I have nothing to do with it.
It will probably be more like the 100,000 pounds of gold. I don't know. So you may want to bring maybe a big cart too. I don't know.
Here is question. You want him to look bad? Yes?
Well, I mean, just robbing him so that when the black table comes to collect, he will not have it. This will make him look bad.
Yes. So, what if we take however much money we want and hide the rest?
Of course, absolutely.
And then we don't have to move all of it. They just don't see it.
This is
when
true.
They come to collect.
This is true.
And then maybe we go back next day and take.
You're thinking we could replace it with chocolate money? That would be fun.
I have eaten all of the chocolate money.
I've got 1,000 ball bearings we can use to replace the money.
You keep working on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if that is all, I will leave you to it. Come find me if you need anything else.
Yes, we will.
All right, so he makes his way out. He'll go out the back door because he's very nervous. He doesn't usually make these kind of arrangements, so he's scared. So you guys it is day one. It's getting a little late. Let's figure it's about dinner time of day one. So if you want to do any work on scouting out the place, you can do so. If you have any questions about the area, the way it looks, of course, I will answer those.
So, boss, got vestiges of a plan yet? Or...
I always have plan.
And you guys feel free to suggest what you think you want to do.
What do you think is my plan? I will tell you if you are right or not.
Well, Sugar, I believe your plan probably involves a bit of us going over there to see that they're tiny and gathering a bit more information from him.
I know on my side I have disguise self, and I can always use that to go into the gambling hall area at least as a patron.
Yeah.
And
well,
like,
we can go one step further than that. Sorry, mate. I have an established gambler second identity, well known in the gambling dens of this area. So I could actually, in my alternative identity, hang around and pick up information with nobody being any the wiser.
I mean, like for what I could do, like I could go talk to my friends who like my fellow street rats who live in like the house, abandoned one, behind it. I could say to them, well, I've got some rations. I'll give you rations, and you just keep an eye on the place. And then, if you really want me to, I could scout the place out by climbing on the roof and just watching.
Yes, I think we use maybe the street rats for distraction.
Okay.
And we you said there's a door in the front and a door in the back, and that's it.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I was just retweeting your guys' stuff. Yes, that he's aware of. There is the main front door, and there is the back door. Abo would know. Am I saying that right, Abo?
Yeah.
Okay. You would know that there is the back door because it butts up in the alley to the abandoned building. You know that there's a loading dock that comes to the back door, which probably goes into the kitchens, and there's a big giant dumpster on the side of the building there.
Yes, we ask your friends about when people come, when people go out in and out of the back door, when the deliveries come and go. They should know that.
Yeah, I could do that.
Also, it might be worth checking if there's been recent construction that might involve putting together a new vault, what they've seen come and going in the last few days or so.
I can
Construction's taken.
I can do that. Like, what I think I might do, because, like, you know, we don't get much food. I'll give them loads of food, and they'll say, well, what have you seen? And then if I give them enough, maybe they'll keep looking for us. And then, like, provide distractions if we need to later on down the line, if we need to make a quick escape with the money.
Since we have dinner planned, you can take some of my rations too.
Okay.
Sweeten the deal.
Tidy.
You're a cheap date, Abo, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who said?
All right, so
No,
we
I
have the
don't
two
remember
of
what my
you.
question was.
I believe it was Zara and Adisu. We're going to try to dress up as their alter egos and go in to the casino, right?
Yep.
I think it was Hakeem also.
Oh, Hakeem, no. It
yeah.
wasn't Zara. I meant Hakeem,
Yeah,
yes.
Zara was the one that was going to go to talk to Tiny.
Okay.
I will go with Zara.
Okay. And Abo is going around to the abandoned building?
Yep.
Okay. So, here's what's happening. As you go out, you leave, you start heading down the street. As you come up to the, let's say, I think I wrote there a little church before you get to the first 3-story building. Abo will take off and run behind there. He's going to run back. Yeah, he's going to run back behind into the alleys to head towards the back way to the abandoned building. The rest of you go on either side of the road so you don't look like you're just big gang coming down the street, kind of trying to look innocent, not innocent. What's the word I'm looking for?
Inconspicuous.
Yeah, thank you. Inconspicuous.
Innocent as well probably helps, but
yes. So you're split up walking down the road. As you're getting close, just as you leave Abo, he runs around the back. You look up because you hear a door slam open. The first building right next to the Thousand Whispers, the 3-floor building, the door flies open. You see 2 burly men come out. You see the patch on their gear. You see it says the Black Scorpions. They come down, and you know the Black Scorpions are a mercenary gang. So you see them. You didn't know they were staying in that building. You see 2 of them come out, big giant guys walk out to the street. They don't even look at you. You stop to be aware of what's going on. You don't want to be confronted with these people. They make a right. They go down the street, and they're going to make a right and turn into the Thousand Whispers. Right after them, when they come down the steps and they go out to the street and make a right, you hear, you see this giant clockwork hound coming down the steps. He's very large. And he turns right and follows them, right behind them. As the Thousand Whispers door flies open, you see the hostess come out and smile. You can't hear her, but you see she greets them. They ignore her and walk right by into the Thousand Whispers. The clockwork hound follows. You begin to walk further on to get closer. As you get closer to that building, the first building where the Black Scorpions came out of, you see a hooded figure kind of floats down the steps. He goes to make a right, He heads towards the Thousand Whispers just like the other ones. He walks up the steps to the Thousand Whispers. He stops. You stop. He turns, and he looks back and stares into the face of Makta, the mastermind of your group. You can't really recognize his face, because it's hooded, it's dark. You can see he's human, and then he right away turns back and heads into the Thousand Whispers, and the doors close behind them.
I'm used to men looking at me.
I'm starting to feel that building sounds like a clown car.
Yes.
Okay. I just so you're aware, I'm gonna go. Like,
Those guys are mercenaries, right? So, do you want me to be this sneaky later and try and see what's happening in that building, just so we know, like, we don't have loads of mercenaries coming to kill us as soon as we start robbing the place? It might be an idea. I'm not sure. I won't get killed. I promise. I'll be sneaky and quiet. And
We appreciate you would not.
We'll actually stop that because you're not even there, Abo. You can talk later about that. But right now, you didn't see this. You walked around the back.
Okay.
You weren't even here for that.
Okay.
So, do we know whether the Black Scorpions are one of the groups that is donating money?
You do not know. You know that they're mercenaries. They're for
somebody's
hire.
Paying them.
Yeah, they are for hire. So, of course, you're smart. You might know that, okay, well, they're walking in there kind of an orderly fashion, like they're on a mission. But you don't know exactly what they're doing. You haven't found out yet.
We can maybe assume that they're scoping it out because somebody important that they're protecting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Will be playing in the tournament.
Yep, could be private security.
With my background feature of false company, would I happen to maybe have an in with the Black Scorpions?
You will. You could know someone that may know about them, maybe that cleans their building, but you don't know any of them personally.
Gotcha.
So maybe someone that your connections that you could see in the casino or the restaurant or out on the street somewhere. You may be able to ask them more about it.
Well, I mean, if you want, I do like Abo's plan that we heard somewhere in the wisps of the wind.
It's like he is still here.
Yes, in spirit. I can always, rather than go into the gambling establishment, go in there, disguise myself as one of the mercenary types, or maybe try and find my contact and figure out like who would be allowed in that building.
I would say probably we want to find out who else is in town. Yeah. So why are the mercenaries here?
All right. In that case, David, with my background feature, where would I need to go to figure out more about the building and those guys?
There's a restaurant, if you were to back up, just before the church, like where Abo went. There's a little restaurant. You could catch someone in there. Or in the Lady Luck, where someone else is going to meet up with Tiny, with Teacup. You guys could maybe find someone there in there as well.
To split the party further for fun, I will go to the restaurant.
Okay.
Well, we're in scouting mode at the moment, I guess.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't done anything bad yet.
Yep.
Yet.
The night is
Emphasis on yet.
All right, so we're going to go into Lady Luck, and then we'll go back to the restaurant. But before we do those, let's see where our young Abo is. He's heading back to the abandoned buildings, right?
Yep.
All right, what's going on with you?
Right, I'm going to just like hide and like be really sneaky, like walking around, because like, you know, I don't want to see people see me walk into the building. And because I know the building, I know like there is like a loose paneling somewhere. So I'm going to look around, like look left, right, look all around, then like just quickly open that loose panel and scuttle inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to see who is there as I walk in. See if there's anyone there.
Excellent. Yeah, you when you walk in, you see a couple of your buddies like, hey, Albo, how you doing, buddy? You got any food? You got any food? I'm so hungry.
Oh yeah. I've got lots of food, but
Oh,
I'll give you one bit of food now.
he's slobbering.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, right? It's me, like you know this. But I'll give you one bit of food now. But I want to know, like,
Sort of 39.
Like the walls start turning and it's like
Transformer.
Inception
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Inception, yes.
We're in the mind of robbing a bank and we have to replace it with information. It's
I love it.
like you know, I'll give you some food now. But like, you know that building, like the Thousand Whispers that you're like in.
Yeah, of course.
Like they've been doing some work on it, haven't they? The last couple
Oh,
of days.
it's been crazy busy in here.
Like, what have you like? You know, like I've heard like that they're doing some building work and stuff. Like, what sort of stuff have they like brought in? You know,
Well, they actually paid me a couple of dollars to go down there. I give them a hand carrying some stuff. I think they're building some kind of big vault downstairs. They brought these iron beams down, and they had a magician warlock guy that kind of made them soft and bendable. It was amazing. They like twisted down the steps, and I helped carry some bags. That's about it.
And like, tell you what, can you like draw me a map of where you went in that basement? Because like, you know, if you said you were carrying bags down there and they gave you a few like coinage for it, like it would be really helpful. And I'll tell you what, I will give you like 3 lots of rations, like to keep you going for the next couple of days. Because that like, is
it kind of
gold.
sounds like you're bribing me, Abbo.
Oh, I wouldn't do that, would I? I would not bribe you, my
I
brother,
didn't think
would I?
so, but it sounds like it.
But you know, it's me. Like, you know, it's me. It's not like I'm one of the big guys from next door who'll give you money and then probably slap it out your hands anyway.
Right. Can I have that muffin now?
Oh, of course you can, mate. Here you go.
Thank you. All right, so he's going to tell you about this is, if you can see, I just put it up, the basement. It's just basically some floors and rooms. He knows that as soon as you walk down the steps, there's 3 guards. There's actually a table, which I did not put in there. As soon as you come down those stairs, there's a table there where they have the guards stationed to watch anyone that comes down the steps. He knows that there's a storage room. As soon as he came down the stairs and made a left, that's where he carried the bags to. He thinks that the staff lives down there.
Okay. Right. And you said like
we went down the kitchen. We had to go down through the kitchen, and we went down the steps, and that's where we went.
You went down through the kitchen?
Right, the kitchen through the back doors, and then we went down. That's how you go down the steps there.
Right. And like you said, like they had like a warlock or something. Like
he was. I don't know what he was, but he was scary. But I knew he moved his hands around, and he said "Wooga Luga Luga," and then all the metal beams they just bent and twisted around the wall.
Oh, that's cool.
It was pretty cool. It was amazing.
I have to admit that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you see what they were making?
I didn't get to go down. I didn't see it. But you know, I heard somebody thinking maybe they were making a new vault to keep all the big money.
All right. So I've got, you know, I'll look in after you guys, like, because you know we're kin, you and I. You know, we're from the streets.
Right.
None of your voices have broken.
Can I get a job with the Golden Song?
I can. You can be in like as our intern.
Well, that means no money then, right?
No, what it is, right? Because like I think if all goes well, we might be coming into some coin soon, which means we can definitely diversify our investments and get more people like you involved, right?
Are you gonna rob the place?
No, I didn't say that, did I?
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I did not say that, did I? Like,
well, that's all right. I actually heard they're going to be hiring tomorrow, so never mind.
They're going to be hiring at the thingy tomorrow, aren't they?
Yeah, in the kitchen. They need some help, so I'm going to just go there and try to get a job.
So like,
it sounds like they're paying more than you are.
But, you know, that's short-term work, though. Like, they're going to fire you as soon as good, and they may not pay you because, you know, they're bastards, really.
Well, no, they said they were going to give us money every day and food, yeah.
But there's no guarantee of that.
And we were allowed to go home, too, afterwards.
But there's no guarantee of that, is there? And like, I'm a trustworthy face. Look at me.
There's no guarantee that I'll wake up in the morning either. Yeah, you're right.
That is true either, you know. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Because like I can get you involved in the Golden Song, right, long term. So you've definitely got money, and you've got involving in all that stuff. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some more rations, so you're definitely getting fed. All right. And here's what I want you to do. Like I want you to go and try and get a job working in these kitchens, right? And then when I could come back here every evening after you finish work, I'll try and bring some more food, and I make sure you guys are all comfy and all this stuff. And I just want to know what you've seen, what you've heard, what the layout of the joint is, you know, because I'm a caring friend. I want to go listen and talk to you and hear about this. But, you know, it will really help me long term, if you get what I mean. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, as your father.
Well, of course. Yeah, you know I'll always help you.
All right, here we go then. So, right, tell you what, I've got like 5 days worth of rations. So that's, you know, a few days. So you've already got some of it already. For this information, I'll give you some more food, and I want you and anyone else who wants to go in, who's going at these jobs. Here's some more food. Share it out between the lads, and then when you go into the kitchens, like have a look round, get a job, and I'll come back and chat to you every evening, make sure you're all right.
Well,
okay?
We don't have to bring Billy, do we?
No, don't bring Billy.
Yeah,
He'll just muck it up, won't he?
Yeah, he smells.
Yeah, and they don't want smelly things in the kitchen. I mean,
Right.
come on, they've already got like a fish in there, don't they? So,
Right. Okay. All
yeah.
right.
So, sounds a good deal?
Sounds like a deal. I'll do it. What
Spit and
time are we
shake.
gonna meet?
Like, as soon as you finish, I'll tell you what, as soon as you finish, I'll be in here. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
There we go.
Right. Okay.
Good one. Right. So here's the food. Look after yourselves. I'll bet tomorrow. All right.
Thank you.
All right. See you in a bit, lad.
All right. So now we're gonna go back to the Lady Luck, which is across the street from the Thousand Whispers. Changing maps. Changes. All right. Yeah, so the Lady Luck is directly across the street from the Thousand Whispers. And we have a couple of you are walking in there looking for some people, right?
That would be correct.
Yep.
Okay, what are we going to do?
Lady Luck. There's room for them.
Who are we looking for?
We expect that Tiny will be here. Is that what we said?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
All right, so when you walk in, you will see this giant minotaur sitting back in the corner.
We can assume that's him.
The big giant horns. Yep, he's sitting there with a tiny little teacup with his pinky in the air.
I like tea.
I, for one, do believe that we could probably deduct that this here fellow would be Tiny.
Yes, I agree. I will smooth my hair down a little bit, and or maybe, you know what? He's a minotaur. I'm gonna rustle it up a little bit, and walk over to the minotaur drinking tea. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he sees you coming over.
Yes. Hello. You're Tiny.
Mm-hmm. What can I do for you? Mm-hmm.
Why do they call you Tiny?
Don't tell anyone, but I got a tiny one. Mm-hmm.
A child?
Yeah, let's just call it that. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, I have questions for you. May I join you in this tea?
What's in it for me?
I will buy you
The
more
company
tea.
of beautiful ladies.
And I am very, very good looking.
Okay, let's do our first roll of the evening. You want to persuade, or you want to intimidate me? I don't know what you want to do. Whatever your choice is.
Intimidate that out. Like, I am very pretty lady.
I am pretty.
Will love me.
I would like to persuade him.
Okay. Ooh, wah, 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 wah. So she rolled
That
a
bodes
6.
well for this game.
For those of you, yeah.
Our first roll, it's a critical fail. Excellent.
Yes. So
Yep.
So you come over and try to sit down, and you spill his tea, and he stands up. He gets angry, and
I'm gonna rush over and like start stroking his chest. And, no, sugar, there's no reason for all this here anger. Just calm. She's a very, very lovely lady who would love to chat with you some more. How about I get you some more tea?
I like it. Make a roll. Not much better. But he will calm down a little bit, and he will not have her thrown out. Maybe you want to try a different way to persuade him to talk, because you've calmed him down, but he's still not willing to really talk with that. You rolled an 11.
Oh, have I ever met a Minotaur before?
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. You can. Whatever you want to think.
I have.
Okay.
I worked with one a number of years ago.
Okay.
So I know that they really like noodles.
Okay. So you're gonna run out to get some noodles?
Well, do they serve food at this?
No, not at the Lady Luck. No.
Oh, okay.
No food.
I don't have any noodles on me.
Right. You could run out to the restaurant across the way.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. We will pretend I was not here. When I walk in again, I am a whole new person. I'll be right back.
All right, so we're going to flash over to the restaurant. You're making your way down to the restaurant, and you will see that Hakeem, your cleric, is in there. And what are you doing, sir?
I'm probably pressing my contact for some information. Like, if you're joining midway through, it's probably like Hakeem standing in front of them and just has his finger on like the table with a gold coin underneath it, and just is kind of like twirling it around like you would when you're bored with a set of keys on a table.
Yes. And,
nice grating.
And you are very well respected, and they will would love to offer their assistance if they can, to be held in your high regard. So what do you want to ask them?
So I happened to notice some friends across the street. I believe that most of them refer to them as, the Black Scorpions. I refer to them as, like Mike and Carl and Jessica. What do you know about our friends?
Right. Well, I know that they're working there for the Nadi. The Nadi's a very paranoid man, and he brought in the Black Scorpions as a backup, private security.
Alrighty. And how many friends are we having there? If I was to host a party or something like the such.
The Thousand Whispers or the Black Scorpions? What do you mean?
The Scorpions, of course.
Well, they have. I know they have about 100 that work for them. I imagine probably I've seen maybe about half of that, 50 or so, that are always in the building. I think they have rooms upstairs, the whole building they took over.
Oh,
I know
wow.
you can go in and it's a storefront. You could just go in and request some information, and you can even have a drink at the bar.
Alrighty. Real quick, what's your thoughts on Nadi? Besides, the obvious thing that he's paranoid.
I mean, I hardly ever see him. He has these rounds he does. He comes and goes around the same time every day. You see him walk through the changing rooms, and he comes out to the casino floor, and doesn't really talk to many people, just his pit bosses, and then makes his way back around. Very, very paranoid man.
And he is a participant of the Viper tournament. Did we hear Nadi's name come up before?
No, Nadi is going to be the owner of the Thousand Whispers.
Okay.
He's the big boss.
He's the one that the guy's trying to ruin.
Correct. Yep.
Cool. Making
that
sure I'm drawing my
Joaquin-
connections. We had
yeah,
a lot of
Joaquin
names
wants
come
to
up.
ruin Nadi.
I know if you go to the Black Scorpions, you talk to the captain, Captain Shelley. Captain Shelley runs the Black Scorpions. She will be able to. You can talk to her if you want someone to hire.
Perfect. I think I got all the information that I needed from you. You've definitely earned this, and I'll kind of like just slide the coin across the table.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I'll take notice of I take it that Makta has probably walked in.
Yep.
Perfect.
And she looks very shaken. She's blushing.
Frazzled. Yeah.
Do you wanna
Has
have
it
any
gone that
words?
well
Yeah.
already?
It's everything is fine. Is just is is a little more complicated than I thought, and it's fine. I like complications.
We've been here 30 minutes.
I work very quickly. I get noodles to go.
And I'll just turn to my contact, who I assume works at the restaurant in some capacity.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Take out the money needed for it. Just kind of like, can you help my friend with her need for noodles?
Sure, right away. We got fancy noodles. Hold on.
Goes and get them, hand them to you.
You're free of charge, free of charge.
Kind. Oh, you are too kind.
Just put in a good word for me with the golden song.
Of course I will.
Understood. And I'll turn to my contact and just be like, oh, and sorry. Oh, and may Nakrush's blessing be upon you.
Oh, 1,000 blessings upon you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, all the blessings. And I walk away.
Okay, and scene. Good.
I guess I'll follow in suit, just kind of to be a part of something. I feel like a team.
All right, so you're going to continue back to the Lady Luck with her?
Yes.
Or him? Are you a girl or you're a girl, Makta?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
Very,
so
very beautiful.
we're going to go back to the casino. And I believe Adisu, right, is there?
Yes, I am wearing my disguise of the famous gambler Ekmon Musuri. I beg your
Ekmon.
pardon.
So as soon as you walked in the door, you followed a moment after the Black Scorpions went in. You walk in after them, and you're greeted by the host. As soon as you open the door, you see the tail end of the one guy with the robes going through into the kitchens. They're the beads kind of hanging down, so you can see through. You just see the tail end of him as he walks through there. You're greeted by the hostess, Giselle. Welcome, good sir. It's so nice to see you again. Right over here, let's take your weapons. She brings you over to Jared. Jared comes out. Sir, your weapons, please. And they take your weapons.
Certainly.
Any weapons that you have, they always take them from you. They kind of like a coat check. They put them in the back there. Here's your ticket. Gives you a ticket for your weapons. You can get them on your way out. And then she asks you, what are your pleasures today? Would you like a private room, a lovely lady, a young boy? Would you like to gamble? Would you like something to eat?
Oh, pleasures later. The gambling first. What's good tonight?
Well, I mean, everyone's practicing for the Viper tournament, but, everything's good.
Mm-hmm. So, if I go into the main gaming area,
Yep,
and see what's being played.
yes, you will go down. She will guide you down the steps. It's kind of a sunken floor. You go in there, and you'll see there might even be a little jazz band because it's after dinner. It's starting to get a little late. There'll be a little jazz band up on the stage playing some music, and you'll see the general gambling floor, some regular gambling. But then you have the card tables, which look different than when you were in here before. They're set up for the Viper tournament. So you're free to walk around. You'll notice a couple pit bosses standing around. You do know that in the back there is the counting windows or the change windows where you can take your tokens, whatever, back there. That's where they take them. They then take them back into the back room where you assume that is where they count before they bring them down into the vault.
As my alter ego as a well-known gambler, do I recognise any of the sort of factions that are practicing Viper? I'm just going to walk around and observe what people are doing, and just sort of drop an odd word and whatever in there. Well,
yes,
try to give the impression that I'm just deciding what game I want to join at this point.
Yeah, and you can basically tell me how you want to do it or who you want to talk about, but you are very well known. The staff knows you. There might be a one of the oh man, what the hell do you call those guys? The dealers. One of the dealers that you kind of talk to, get some information from occasionally. So he winks at you as you walk by. He's busy dealing for the new Viper game. Viper tournament. You have some tables that have a little board up that says practice only, where they're not even doing any funds. They're just teaching people how to play the game.
Sure. I mean, I would assume I would know how to play, yes.
Someone does know how to play well. I don't know if it was you or not.
Let's have a look.
But one of you definitely knows how to play.
Don't think it says.
I mean, we could actually assume that that they would have taught you or kind of told you the basics of it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I sort of attract the attention of the dealer that I know.
Yeah, well, he's in the middle of he's in the middle of dealing, but he gives you a wink and a little high finger move. Yeah,
and sort of do a sort of drink indication to him. So when try and communicate the idea that when he comes off the table, I'll buy him a drink and have a chat.
Sure thing. Yep. And that's you've done that before, so that's fine.
Yep.
Yep.
And meanwhile, so I'm going to have a wander around the practice tables and just listen to what I can hear, what people are talking about, trying to work out what faction they might belong to. Obviously, if they're practicing, I would assume that they're going to be part of the big tournament on Friday, on the 4th day.
Yeah, in 3 days' time. Yeah, so you're going to hear a lot of talk about it. That's basically all the talk. Everyone's excited. They haven't had a big Viper tournament here ever. They've had it in some of the other big cities, but this is the first time here. You do hear some talk as well about the vault. No one's actually seen it. The workers are kind of hush-hush about it, but there's rumors about this new vault that they built, the latest in high-tech security, that they built by hand down in the basement areas.
Okay. So can I do an investigate to see if I recognise who some of the key players might be?
Yeah, absolutely.
What have I got? Investigation. +5. Let's see what happens there. 20.
Yeah. So you'll see the elf Amina. She's a famous gambler. She's there, ready to play. And what exactly did you want to know?
I just wanted to work out what factions some of the players might belong to. So who's bringing the money in?
Well, you see Amina, the high elf. You see the dwarf Dabir. You see Sonia, who is a what is she? I don't know. But these three are well known from other families around the outside of town and these other big cities that would be coming in, bringing the big funds to play this game. So they'll have their own private security as well. So they have to be staying somewhere local in town.
The other thing is, while I'm obviously, because we're going to be wanting to make plans at some point, I want to have a look around as I'm sort of wandering around talking to people. I want to sort of have a look and see what the security is like in the area. So what sort of security there is that looks like it's part of the security for the establishment. Who people have with them. So
let's say when it's getting late, you've been hanging out for a couple hours. You see the dealer the dealer, let's just call him James. All right, so I can't think of another name. James, the dealer, waves at you, and he starts walking over to the restaurant. There's a little bar over there.
Okay.
So basically, he's telling you he's done. He'll meet you over there as you finish up. And as you're going to walk over there to meet him in the restaurant section, you see these two burly black scorpions walking out the door. You see they still have all their weapons on, so their weapons weren't checked at the door. This is hours later that you're seeing them walk out. You see slowly, a moment or two after, the hooded figure as well, kind of floating, following behind them as well as they go out the front door, and then you lose sight of them. You go over to the bar and you speak to James, and you basically like, what was that? Of course, that's going to be your first question. Who are those people? And he's going to say, yeah, the black scorp. No, I need a new voice. Let's see. Yeah, the black scorp. No, I don't want that voice. Let's say. How about I just talk like me? Yeah, the black scorpions. They're some mercenaries that Nadi. You know how nuts he is. He's hired them with this big tournament coming, some backup security. So when anything goes down, anybody sets off any alarms or triggers, then they come rushing over as backup.
Who's the floating guy? Is he in?
I don't know. Nobody ever talks to him. I'm scared to death to even look at him. I always turn away when I see him. But he's definitely got something going on with some magic or something, because I heard he was like bending iron when they were building the new vault.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I have a theory, but I'll talk about it when we're all together.
Yeah, so we're gonna hurry up and finish up here because day one's over. You guys are gonna meet back up at the Salon of Mysteries to chit chat. So anything else you want to ask him while you're there?
So any of the big players not yet arrived, or is everybody here?
It's getting a little crowded, but I'm sure there's probably one or two that'll end up being that are already familiar with the game, because we still have a couple days, so they'll probably show up the last minute.
And there's all the applications in, are all the tables full now, or there's still some spaces? Never know, might fancy my chances.
Oh, absolutely. There's always room, especially for you. Well, you'll make room for you.
Much appreciated. Mm-hmm. So I'll buy him a drink and pass him a couple of gold.
Fantastic. And he'll give you a wink and a pat on the back, and he's going to make his way out. And then we're going to jump across the street to the Lady Luck and see how we're doing with the Minotaur.
Okay, about that time that she left, I want to check out the Minotaur and see if he's got like any kind of decorative art pieces or any jewelry, anything like that on him.
He does. He actually has a big necklace that he's wearing with this giant adornment. I don't even know what it is. We're just making it up on the fly here. But that's just some kind of big, maybe wheel, fancy gold and silver, all kind of twisted around. You're not sure what it's from, but it's pretty Art Deco.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to pull out my big book of famous artworks and try to flip to a page that looks very similar to it, so I can start talking about it and the piece with him.
Okay, great. Yeah, so right away he likes it and he wants to see what else you have in there. So you get him talking easily.
Okay, and then I'm going to be like, now, Sugar, you're going to have to please forgive Magda. She's a little flustered. I think she's just kind of like enamored with all of your majesty and just a sheer raw power that you exude. You're just so much for her. Now, if you would just please give her another chance, I'm sure things will come through much better.
I would love to walk in right then, not having heard any of that.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. You come in with I look up and see you with the soup, right?
Yeah. Hello, I have not met you before. My name is Magda. I brought you noodles. Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of like carefully set it down and take a step back and just be like,
Did you bring any mustard with this?
Of course. I did.
So he squirts the mustard all over the soup. Starts eating it. And, of course, he looks at her differently after speaking with Zara. So anything you want to ask him?
He was the one that was working construction within the place before.
Yeah, sure. He knows about it. He's an engineer. Yep.
Okay. Now, dear fellow, I do appreciate you. If you could just please tell us a little bit about this here construction that was going on that you were doing in this wonderful establishment across the street. I really just want to know because I love gossip so much. I just love hearing good stories.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, yeah, he loves to talk about his work. So that's an easy one. He goes on to tell you about there is a whole sub-basement that they dug out below the basement to put a new vault in. So now there is a sub-basement below the basement. They excavated the big giant sub-basement and they put in this new vault. He helped to excavate this bottom in the sub-basement and secure it and made sure that it wouldn't collapse on it. But he didn't do anything with the vault. He just knows about it, and he heard something about them bending iron to get it to fit down there.
Your brain is so interesting.
Now, can you at least tell me a little bit about the motif of this here sub-basement? Did it have any kind of special warding or anything placed on there? Because, you know, as we all know, architecture is just really art we live in.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was I know it's just the one way down the steps, and there is a couple rooms. They had the one I imagine will be the counting room, and then the back room where they were going to put the vault. I know they were talking about doing some warding magic to protect it, and maybe some kind of finger keypad, because Nadi is very paranoid. I imagine he'd be the only one that would have the way to get in, unless he trusted his pit boss.
Oh, Tiny, you are such a wealth of information. I do declare.
If one of you lovely ladies are free in 2 nights, there's a wedding banquet that I've been invited to, and maybe you could come along.
Oh, you don't have to say anymore. Mac just happens to love weddings.
Yes.
I always cry at weddings. I love the frozen expression. Yes,
Weddings are so
they're the best.
pretty.
So he is going to assume that Makta is going to be his escort to come to the family wedding of the governor's daughter. They're going to be using the banquet hall on the 3rd day, which is in 2 days' time. So on the 3rd evening, or day and evening, they're going to be renting the private rooms on the 2nd floor. That would be 1st floor if you're from England. They're going to use the banquet hall for the wedding and the rooms they'll be staying in. So, and he winks at you and says, maybe we could even get a private room.
Oh, well, about that, we will have to see. But first, I do believe that we are going to have to take our leave now so I can go get her ready and get her gussy up. All for this here affair.
Right.
Does this mean
I
fresh
like
shopping?
you.
So I'm going to slide out, grab Makta by the arm, and then just start walking her out and telling her all sorts of wonderful things about dresses and everything.
All right. Excellent. So you guys head out. Anybody else want to do anything here before we head and meet back at the Salon of Mysteries?
No, I'll do mine thing later. It's fine. I'm good.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, here we are at the Salon of Mysteries, and we're getting ready to finish out our first evening. And you guys will share all this information with each other. Yeah. Anything else we need to talk about what we're going to do on day 2?
Not going for day 2, but like
I think it might be a good idea, like, because we don't know, because we know that the chef guy, he's allowed to leave at night, right? So what I think I could do, if you guys think it's a good idea, is why don't I, go and sneaky follow the guy back to his house so we can see where he is, and then perhaps Magda could use some of her feminine charm on him.
You so need a slap.
It's an idea, like.
I do have much charm.
Can I ask you a question, young Apo?
Yeah.
Was there a particular reason why you didn't volunteer to actually take the work in the restaurant yourself tomorrow instead of relying on secondhand information from other people?
But like, I trust them. And do you really want my hands like going in kitchens? Like, I could do
I'm not
things.
eating the food.
Yeah, but like, here's my logic, right? We've got these kids who are like me, I have a soft spot for them. Like, we're from the same, we are kin, although we're not kin. They're my brothers from another mother's. Right? So, actually, they might be from the same mother. I don't know. It's weird. What happens. Anyway, so what I was thinking, they can go do that, and they've already seen, people, they already know them, because they've been hired already to go in. So they're more likely going to say, oh, we've hired you before. Let's have you in to do stuff. Who's this random new kid you've probably suddenly found? And we're like, oh, we don't like him. Let's send him to the areas of the kitchen no one wants to go anywhere near. But if they send him to the kitchen no one's anywhere near, I won't see any of the new stuff. They will see all the new stuff because they're trustworthy.
Whatever.
Also, he already has job.
Yeah. So, and what I can do, I can just be around, do other stuff, a bit of breaking into places while people are at work. Could be an idea. I don't know. I just took the initiative, and we've now got some interns, by the way.
Well, Abba, just bless your heart. You are such a wonderful little being.
Oh, thank you.
I think.
Well, I've got a heart of gold.
Are you sure you didn't steal that too?
Yeah, I probably did steal that, actually, let's be honest, yeah.
We told you not to show that to other people.
But, yeah.
So I assume easy for me to say. So I assume Abbo has sort of shared with us all the information that he picked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I saw the magician, or the sorcerer, or whatever he is, that apparently was the one that was doing the bending of metal. And he seems to have an active part in what's going on still. So I'm wondering about the construction of the vault. This is just a theory, guys, but I'm wondering if they're saying it's sort of new, up-to-date security and everything, is it maybe something that actually needs this magician guy to open? If he can bend the metal, I'm maybe overcomplicating it, but if he can bend the metal and stuff, maybe he's sort of made the vault into a whole thing and needs to be there to open it up again.
Is possible, but Nadi, I don't think would allow
that's a good point.
a vault that he himself could not get into.
Yeah.
Yes. What if other guy with the floating is dead, and the money is locked in box? Nobody can get in.
No,
yeah,
even
actually,
worse
that makes
for him
sense.
if floating guy decides that he shall abscond with said money, which would be tragic for us because I would rather we abscond with it.
Oh yeah,
I'm 0 for 2 on theory so far.
I don't mind just having a really late night and going out and trying to find where this chef guy lives. But who do you want me to go look for? I can look for the chef guy. I could see where the hooded guy goes and see what he's about. The
black Everything is black. The black scorpions are staying in the building next door.
Is he?
Yep,
Is he?
because they were hired.
Is he staying with them?
Yeah.
All right.
Came out of the building.
Yeah, he came out and went back into the building. That's all you know.
All right.
Have we seen the clockwork hound again?
Ooh, good question.
You and I did as we were walking across, most likely because when the hooded guy stopped and stared at you, was shortly after the Clockwork Hound.
So we just saw it go in, but nobody has seen it
Yeah.
since.
Ooh.
Correct. So Chris
It is terrifying.
Adisu, he will tell you when he hears you say that, he will say, you know what? I saw the other guys come out, but that hound was not with them.
So that means that'll be a puppy to play with inside the vault.
Very specific kind of puppy.
And so as you guys are figuring out what you're going to do the next day, we'll have to work with what Abbo's talking about. Is he going to sneak out now in the dead of night tonight and do some spy work, or is he just going to sleep and wait till tomorrow?
Yeah,
Because
we may as
all I'm
well
thinking,
find out.
Because all I'm thinking, like, the more information we have, like, early on, it means if anything goes to pot later on, we've already got information now.
We have many, many plans. Yes, let's find out where Chef Abu lives.
Okay.
And if
Maybe he likes to drink a lot, and
If you wish, I can accompany Abbo, as I have some spells that might help some stealth checks.
Oh. Can do.
it's
I
fine
like
with
this
me.
plan.
Sounds like a plan.
I have one question, though, for the GM. About the size of their particular puppy. How large was it?
Let's say like a silverback gorilla.
Damn.
So as it came
But
out,
like a
it was
baby one.
pretty big one. So yeah, it was on all fours, but it was definitely pretty large in the front, a little smaller in the back.
Aren't we all?
Okay, so about the size of a medium creature.
Yes. Bigger than a regular wolf, of course, being mechanical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just needed some information to do some math.
And does anyone take a quick break?
Quick.
Yeah, if you don't mind, like,
Let's take a quick pee
that'd be
break,
nice.
and we'll come right back. We're going to deal with the late night moves, and then we're going to do a quick day 2, and then we'll be finishing up not too long.
So for those with classic rock taste, you're saying that we're going to be working on them night moves?
Yes. Working on the night moves. All right, let's do it.
Tidy.
It was only £1 as well, which is like unheard of in the UK now.
Sorry. Excuse me.
No problem.
You probably don't have any Buffalo Wild Wings restaurants.
No, we don't.
Ours.
We don't.
Though, I go to one like once a week near my work.
I tried my first lot of wings at Chicago Airport when I flew over for my job interview, and I was like, I only wanted like 6 just to try them, and then I got like 15. I'm like, oh, right, this is a small portion. Okay, this is fine.
Yep.
Buffalo wings are so good.
All right, we're coming back to you.
Boneless.
Just waiting on another player, and then we're going to start to finish up our evening of the first night, and then we're going to do a quick day 2.
Tidy.
Hopefully you guys have some plans, and then we will finish up our evening, and then we'll finish things out in the following week where we do the big days 3 and 4. Yeah. So do you guys, now we're going to do this run. We have our 2 characters. We're going to do this late night run. The rest of you, have you guys talked about what you're going to do the following morning?
Not really.
Well, Zara is basically going to be doing some studying of the stars, as she does, and then she is taking Magda shopping.
Fantastic.
Is she going to say yes to the dress?
Yes. I'm not getting married. Oh, I don't even remember saying yes to the date.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You didn't say no, so that counts.
Sometimes as the leader, you have to make sacrifices.
Yeah, maybe there will be like some really good food. Yeah.
Me, I just get to swan around being Lando Calrissian at the local gambling parlours, so
And I basically get to be the Artful Dodger.
So we have Abo and Hakeem are going to be doing a late night run down the road a bit. So our main map again. Dun, dun, dun. They're heading down to F5, Foxtrot 5.
Awesome.
Tidy. Right, you.
So what they're going to do is they're going to come out, run across the street, go behind, along the stream, behind the big park, using the night to cover them, making their way down to the last house on the outskirts of town, which they believe is Abo's house.
Can I guess a spell?
I have a house now?
Yeah, just before we get there, he has a little house. Before we get there, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace on both Abo and I, so that way we get a +10 to our dexterity checks.
Excellent.
And can't be tracked except by magical means.
Brilliant.
Very nice.
Right, you.
Because I'm a very tricky cleric guy.
I think I'm just gonna just keep hidden and just keep a lookout for anyone approaching the house, and just seeing is it just some random nobody, or if he's actually the guy who owns the place, kind of thing.
Okay, so you're hanging out and just looking from afar, right?
Yeah, and
Both
trying
of
to
you?
not look shifty about it.
Okay. All right. So you look and you could see very lovely home. He has some statues out front. He has a little gazebo in the back, little garden area, a very lovely garden, I should say. And you see what looks like a large figure sitting on the back patio out in the evening moonlight. You're a little far away. You can't quite see what it is, if it's a statue or if it's a human. You can't tell. You don't think the chef is that big. You heard he's a little guy. And then you look into the side window and you see through the shades, through the
Blinds.
Thank you, blinds. Ay, ay, ay. Words. Yeah, so you see through the blinds there's a little light on, and then you see this little rat folk guy. That is your Abu. You've heard Abu. You've heard about him being the chef. This little rat dude walking around in his PJs, and then he switches the light off, and you assume he goes to bed. The house goes dark. When the house goes dark, you see this giant mass in the back sitting on the porch, kind of move around a little bit, and then you see it get up, and it starts to walk around the far side of the building away from you.
Okay. How big is the house?
It's not a big house. It is one floor. That we call them ranchers over here in the States. There may be a basement, but it's a small house, maybe 3 bedrooms, or excuse me, 3 main rooms. There'll be a kitchen and dining room, and then maybe his bedroom and a couple other rooms on the first floor, ground floor.
How big was the mass?
The mass looked like, yeah, you did see it get up. So we're looking like a Goliath size, a very large creature. And it is a little dark out there, so it did turn away from you and walk away.
I kind of want to pursue the big thing.
Yeah, same.
I mean, we've got the bonuses to stealth.
Let's see. Give me some stealth rolls.
Fuck it. Let's sneak up to him.
Plus
Follow him.
10.
I've also got a negative in stealth, but that's okay.
Man, I hope these are
I'm
nat ones.
stealthy as
Come on.
fuck.
I'm gonna say I've got a -1, but now I got a +10, so net 9. That works.
That'll do.
Plus 16. I think.
Oh,
What?
There you go.
With pass without trust and plus 16.
that's insane. All right. Let me see you roll a stealth.
All right.
And if you did your sheets, you should be able to just click on the word stealth. Okay, there's 1.
Oh, that's sleight of hand. Sorry, my bad. Oh, okay.
Wow, excellent.
So that'll be a 25 for me and a 30 for him.
Yeah, no problem. So you guys are basically walking invisible.
That's
So-
like 4th edition numbers.
Yes, right.
So you creep up, you shuffle up real quickly. You see a lovely little patio and an oversized chair that this thing must have been seated in. You come around the back of the building. You see that it's walking, making rounds around the house. You get up right behind it, and you notice some fur, as it just has like some kind of a leather harness around its chest, and you see fur on the body. As it comes around the front of the building, there's some lights to the front of the house, street lights or lamps. You notice as it turns the side of his head, it is a owl bear.
Does it have any pockets?
It does not have pockets.
I know what you're thinking, and I would have been ashamed of you if you didn't think that way.
So basically, it's a big ass owl bear man.
Yes.
Does it have any
half
weapons?
bear, half man.
Big bear body, big owl head.
Does he have any weapons?
Yes. He would have a. No, you know what? No, he doesn't. He uses his beak and his claws as weapons. No weapons.
Does the armor have any like regalia on it or crest? Like, is he Black Scorpion or anything like that? From what we can tell.
No, he does not have Black Scorpion on him.
All right.
As you continue to follow him, he's basically just walking a route around the house, like he's a night security.
Okay.
Hakeem, I've got an idea, but it's a little risky.
Well, then may Nakresh bless us.
Okay, right. So, like, when he gets past, like, where we saw the kitchen, I'm gonna break in and have a look around the house. And then if you stand guard and then give me like a signal, like a caw or something else like that.
Cry of the great dodo bird.
Yeah, like that.
I can certainly do that.
Yay!
Right. I'm gonna break into the house. Like when he goes past the window where we saw the kitchen, I'm going to break him through that window.
All right.
Is that good for a plan, David?
Yeah.
It's a good plan. Yes, sure.
All right. Can I use the help action to give him advantage on that any thieves tools check that I'll need to do?
Yes, and you will have to do a thieves tool check for picking the lock.
Okay.
That's an add advantage because of me, so you can roll it twice.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
Oh, 22.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. So you sneak up. Are you going in the front door, back door?
Was there a window by the kitchen?
Oh, was the window? Yeah.
Oh, you're doing a window.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So the kitchen's in the back. So you open the window and you slide in. As soon as you walk in, you see the little kitchenette area, a small dining room area, a small table with maybe like just 2 chairs. You do notice a big oversized chair that may be for the owlbear to sit in. It's a very modest home. You see a front living room area with maybe a nice sofa. You see that Abu's door is open. You sneak by and you see him laying under the covers, his little rat head turned, so he doesn't see you. He's sleeping, snoring away. You continue to creep around the house, and you find another room on the same floor, and you look in there and you see there's a giant oversized mat on the floor. Looks like where this owlbear must sleep. Anything else you want to look at?
Yeah, do I see anything like chesty looking?
Or keys.
Or documents or a desk?
Yes.
Anything that says plot across it.
Yes, basically. Anything that's like slightly glowing, like it can be interacted with.
Yes.
Anything where the X button hovers over it.
You see his desk table, and it does have a little lock on it. It's one of those roll open.
Yeah, I want to pick it.
Yep, so go ahead and pick it.
Okay,
Check it's locked first.
Yeah, is it locked first?
Yeah, yes, it is locked. Yeah.
All right. 20.
All right, good.
Yep. Non-natural, but yeah.
Yep. So you pick the lock easily, and you slide it open. It folds open. You notice his little notebook with delivery times, with some foods and things that he has coming in, and you see this little gold jewel pin laying there, and the gold pin would go on the jacket or the shirt, and it has a eye, like an Egyptian eye that's closed. The
Eye of Horus.
Yes, absolutely, that's it. Yeah, you see the eye, the closed eye, unblinking eye that is sitting there on the table.
Yeah, I'm taking that notebook and I'm taking that pin and any gold in there that is there.
Yeah, sure. You'll find some gold laying around there too. Take that.
So, notebook, pin, eye.
I'm just keeping a watch outside.
All right. I'm just gonna. I've got this. I'm gonna put down the desk and relock it, and then Scarpa.
Okay. So you guys had such awesome stealth that, like I said, you're virtually invisible. So you're making your way out. Anything else you wanted to do?
I'm just gonna show Hakeem, Hakeem, look, like we got the stuff, we know what his delivery times are like, so we know what he's getting in, so we know what he's got cooking. So that's good. And look at this freaking cool pin. He's gold.
Hakeem will look down and go, "Well, I'm very proud of you. Would you not notice that the notebook is missing?"
Good point. Right, here's my plan. Right.
I've got a 19 in wisdom. I have to think.
Right. Here's what I'm thinking. Right. Why don't we quickly have a flick through it, and then I'll go put it back.
Sounds fair.
Okay,
And
right.
Hakeem will like look at the book with him and memorize the upcoming week.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and sneak back in and
Yeah, so
re-unlock
in the
desk.
notebook, you're going to see some particular things that you'll notice that may be of importance to you. You'll see some times of delivery for the food truck that comes and delivers into the loading dock at the back door. You will also see some notes on a back page of some names of some of the street rat kids where they're going to bring in the morning to possibly hire to help as assistants in the kitchens and in the with the other staff running errands.
Is Abo's friends not friend on there? Billy.
My intern.
Yeah,
No,
Billy is
like
not in
your
there.
intern, but one of your interns specifically, the one hired.
All right, yeah. Yeah, Billy.
Yes, so yeah, the one that he spoke to, and he recognizes the names. There's a couple of those guys that are your interns are on the list.
Okay, tidy. Yeah. So once we know that, I'm going to sneak back in and unlock the desk and put it back in and then get the hell out of there.
So what are you putting back?
The notebook.
Okay, so you go in there.
But keeping the pin.
Yes,
So you throw
because
the
it's
notebook in?
shiny.
And you head on out. You guys are heading back to
Yeah.
the Salon of Mysteries?
Yeah. Can I just like wrap the pin up though in fabric?
Yeah, whatever you
Cause-
want.
Like, do you want to hide it?
Yeah. Like
I have
don't-
a candle that you can press it into.
yeah, can we do that? Because I don't want
Like
the
a
eye. Because like it's an eye. It can look at you. And I don't want it to look at me.
As you're saying that, the eye opens and looks at you. No, I'm kidding. Maybe
just
we
river.
should cover
That's
it
all it
up.
sees afterwards. It's just gold.
Fish.
I'm pressing that into a candle. Like, yep, quickly.
So just smush it in there, and then so
Yeah.
that way, if we need to give it back, we have an imprint.
Yeah. It opened his eye. It's a pin.
Was opening its eye in game or
No, it didn't really.
okay?
Not yet. So
Like
you
you're
did well.
just being paranoid.
Yes.
Paranoia
fine.
pays off.
So you guys are back and you're ready to go for day 2. So you wake up in the morning. Anything you wanted to talk about before you go out and like what are you guys up to day 2?
Just like we're gonna just recount what happened the previous night with the times and the names.
Is it worth having a,
So everyone knows.
can I have a look at the pin and see if it's it means anything to anybody?
Plop, 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 plop.
Yeah, so you're going to show
Knock it out of the
everyone.
candle.
Okay.
It'll never be the same again.
So as you
That
take it out,
investigation.
no, you don't need to roll anything. You recognize this pin. As soon as he
Excellent.
takes it out of the wax, the eye opens and electric ray shoots out. No, I'm kidding. So I just have to do that. That is so awesome. I didn't
You're
even think
gonna
about
make us
that.
all paranoid of every set of eyes anywhere.
So
Or
right
just
away,
poke at everything.
right away you go, oh, I've seen this before. You recognize this. Some of the staff wear these at the casino.
Oh, okay.
Is it a
Badges.
communicator?
Is it?
He's not sure what it's for, but he notices that they wear them.
Identify people as being staff. Wonder whether it's worth talking to your friends again and find out if they've been given pins like that when they are working.
Yeah, I'll make sure to ask him later when they finish their shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, we good?
Mm-hmm.
Just a second.
So when the next day, you guys can think about what you're going to do, but the next day starts, the staff, the young kids do come in the back door, and they're greeted by some big burly guards, and they take their names, and they bring them in so they're able to work there for the day.
One of the things that I would like to do, just to kind of like talk about game plan for day 2, is since I have some of the delivery times memorized, I'd like to like try and make my way towards that area when the delivery is going to be, just to see how the transaction goes down, who answers the door, what they need to do, things like that. Secret handshakes, nod, nod, wink, wink, if you know what I mean. Say no more.
Okay, so you're going around back. Abo, what are you going to do?
I am going to climb on top of the general store.
Okay.
And just keep an eye on that main street and keep a note of who's coming and going. Like if anyone particularly important, because then from where I think the general store is, I can see most of the main street, and I can see who's coming out of that office building.
Yes.
Actually, is the Thousand Whispers? Is it like a flat top roof? Like,
Yes.
is there roof access?
All of these roofs are all flat top, same height.
You know what? I'm gonna do it from top of the
Thousand Whispers, the Black Mercenaries building, the store building, and the abandoned building are all exactly the same height.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I just said, but I'm gonna climb at the general store and then get on top of the Thousand Whispers and just like camp out there and keep an eye on stuff.
Okay.
And to see who's going where.
Okay. Anyone else?
Unless Magda has anything particular that she wants me for, I would suggest that I'm going to spend the day at the casino, making myself known there so people get used to me being around in my alter ego, because I think that might be useful. We've got some, obviously we don't have a plan yet, so... But if people are used to me being around and, joining in the odd game or whatever, then if I'm there on the fourth day, it's not going to cause great surprise to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good to you, boss?
Yes, is what I was going to say.
You read my mind, is what you do.
You cannot read. You had good guess.
I read your mind. I do not wish to see it.
All right. How about our other two? We have, who is that? Hakeem and Magda. What are you guys doing?
Hakeem's watching the back. I think you're thinking of...
Oh, I'm sorry. You're the cleric.
Zara.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, while we're shopping, shopping. I also want to, like, what kind of a... did you say it was a storefront? Like there's the general store and then the Thousand Whispers and then where the mercenaries are staying?
Yeah, they have a big glass window in front. You can see in there, just so the ground floor. You could walk in there and talk to them, ask to hire some mercenaries, whatever.
But it's not like a coffee shop where I could just go in and sit down. And...
There is a bar they have in there, so you may be able to get served. It's mainly for their employees.
Okay. Yeah, so I would like to...
You could walk in there and hire all the people to go away.
I have a big job for you. I pay you in 5 days.
Yeah. It is a 5-day march east, straight.
Just go that way.
Walk for 2.5 days, turn around.
Yeah, so shopping. And...
I'm just wondering what sort of clothes shops or whatever they have in a place like this. I mean,
no. We're getting my dress at the general store.
It seems like the sort of place it might have a Debenhams. It's not going to have a John Lewis. Sorry, joke. It's going to mean anything to anybody,
but guarantee is going to have like attendants in the store that goes,
"Oh, suits you, miss. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, you look absolutely dreaming that dress.
I could wear flower sack and look amazing.
But you can't get any flower sack.
I would like to also find some reason to go into the Thousand Whispers. Just kind of look around.
Sure.
Yeah, like check on booking a room for the night of the
Is anybody like, I think we need to find out where that dog is, don't we, at some point?
I think we can assume it's downstairs.
With the vault.
Yeah.
Rightio.
You could go down and try to pet it.
Could I, though?
Sure, why not?
Is that an animal handling check, technically?
I
All right,
bet
so-
with dagger.
We're going to start with Hakeem.
Well, there
And
was one thing I wanted to do first.
Yeah.
Before we all broke up.
before you go shopping.
Is take the before I go shopping, is to take a few minutes to cast detect magic on that pin.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That was probably a smart idea.
Yeah.
I told it to him in his sleep.
Mhm. So you cast detect magic, and the alarm goes off, and you realize, oh, there's a lot of magic on this thing.
Okay.
Yep.
It's
What kind of school of...
Oh, I'm not familiar with all my schools. What are my choices?
I'm about to look in the book.
Divination, necromancy, conjuration.
abjuration,
Yep.
evocation, enchantment.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess it would be an enchantment. It's so basically you could assume that it's some kind of an alarm system involved with it.
Like it's like a key almost, or like
Yes.
If you're wearing it, you don't set off the perimeter alarm.
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
That's what I would use.
So it was good that I stole it then.
we've never questioned that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yes,
Or
you
it's
should
really
use
bad.
it.
Listening.
Either way, it'll be just fine, Albo. You cute little thing.
Oh.
You are so precious.
Oh.
I'm just gonna go give her a hug.
I just see the picture of the dog, and I hear that dog speaking. That voice. It's perfect. Your camera shot. So we're ready. So we have our two characters around back, right?
Mhm.
So Albo and Hakeem, they decide to go together because they're going to the same area. So they
Yeah.
sneak around the back. As you come around the back, you see the delivery truck right away. Beep, beep, beep. It's some kind of steampunk thing backing up. Backs up to the loading dock.
It's just the guy saying, boop,
Yeah.
boop.
He's leaning out the window. Beep, beep, beep. So it
Get
backs
it,
up.
Terry. I'm very fat. Shut up.
You see the back door of the kitchen opens up, and you see two burly guards step out of the door and stand side to side on the door. You see the little kids have already been inside, so they come running out. They run onto the back of the truck to help offload it. You notice that they do not have pins on because you're looking for that. They're not wearing pins. They run in and out. You see coming up the back alleyway, you see this little rat dude and this giant burly guy walking behind him. It's not the owlbear, so you see it's Abo coming to work, and he is pissed. You can hear him. He's like, "Oh my God, it was stolen. I don't know. The boss is gonna kill me. I don't know. Somebody broke it. You're. Oh, I'm gonna. Why couldn't you be the
Mark
owlbear?"
sudden appearance of Meepo off your card.
Yeah. That's right. And for those of you that don't know, Meepo from the Nerd Therapy podcast. So you hear him coming up, and he's pissed off. He's frantic. He's worried the boss is gonna slit his throat. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I know I had it. So he's talking about his pin, obviously. So you go back inside, and he's gonna report that his pin has been stolen. So you see him walk in. You see the kids running back and forth. Anything else you were looking for in the back?
Just any like for the delivery truck and things like that, or whomever's making the delivery. If there's anything exchanged.
Yeah,
I was gonna try and stick around for how many deliveries are happening during the day.
Okay, yeah, it'll be today will be only like 2 the normal deliveries, and then day 3, which we'll do our next gameplay, will be probably 4 deliveries because it's a wedding day. And then as they're getting ready for day 4, day 4 would probably be back to normal with 2 because they'll have everything already, in place.
Do I know if they're the same deliveries every day, like a produce guy and a veggie guy?
Yeah, it'll be different ones. It'll be
Okay.
one big truck is the main delivery, and then later in the evening would be another truck. Ooh, what was that? That sounded cool. What was that? I don't know.
Mysteries.
Sounded neat. Yeah. So anyway, that's what you got there. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll
you
probably
wanna know
stick
about?
around for both just to
Okay.
see if there's any similarities in like
Yeah.
the procedure and stuff like that. Similar people.
So Abba will show you where to go and hide out in the abandoned building, so you can
Yeah.
kind of have a good eye view
Like
of everything.
Only you, like no outsider, knows about this. I'm supposed to show you because I trust you. Because like you're a good fella, right?
And I'll show him
Okay.
the panel, the panel to get in for the door. So he knows it's that panel, and this is where I lived. Like I used to sit over there, and I'll give you the grand tour. And then over here, we've got all like the druggies. They're quite nice actually. You don't need them after they're fixed. And then it's where all the kiddies sleep. And then we used to have a dog, and then we got hungry, and we don't have a dog anymore.
And the dog ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
He's living on a little farm somewhere.
Yeah, he went to go live on a farm upstate.
So then Hakeem would kind of like run your along. All right, that's enough. Don't you have something you have to do? And you're like, okay, yeah. So then you run out.
Okay.
You are going up the general store, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up the general store, and then hop from roof to roof.
Okay. And
yeah.
you go up to the top of the general store, and I think you have like super leap, don't you?
I do. I've yeah. Which leap do you want?
Yeah. So you're a super leaper. So he basically just does a run and jump and jumps over to the other building.
How big's the gap?
They're not that big at all. So you make
All
it
right, okay,
easy.
that's fine. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, it's an easy leap. You leap and do a little roll on the other side, land on your feet.
Parkour.
And then you notice on top of the roof, there's a skylight that looks down inside the top of the Thousand Whispers. And then you think, as you walk over there to go look down, I imagine you want to look into it.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I wonder why I just didn't climb up the fire escape on the back of the Thousand Whispers building. Oh, well, I like jumping.
Yeah. Like, anyone could do a fire escape.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna look through that skylight.
Okay, so roll a stealth check to make sure no
Stealth
one
check.
sees you.
Right, okay.
9.
A 9. Okay. So you sneak over and you peek in and you see that it looks like it's the top floor. You see the hallway, and
He doesn't see into the sub basement from there.
Oh no, yeah, no X-ray vision.
So
look-
close.
That needs a 10
down.
on stealth.
You see the floor. You see a patron come out of the room, and then as they're walking to head down the hallway, they turn like they forgot something, and they look up and they see you, and they're startled, and they're like, "What the?" And then they go back and run down the hallway.
Okay. Is the skylight openable?
Is it openable? Yes.
Yeah.
You look and you see a lever and a lock inside the building.
Can I open it from the outside?
You could try.
Can I try, please?
Okie dokie.
What do we need to roll?
Well, let's see. If you were going to try to pick it, it would have to be an 18 or higher. If you were going to try to strength roll it, it would have to be over a 15 to break it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try pick it.
All right, so 18 or higher to pick the
Pray
lock.
for a miracle.
You got this. These tools.
14.
Shit.
So you go to do it, and it snaps, and a piece of your little pick falls on the floor inside.
Oh, bugger.
Right. I'm going to jump back onto the general store and then parkour down the general store and hide in somewhere.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you guys are finished shopping. I guess Adisu would have been into the Thousand Whispers first, and then Magda's coming later after she's done shopping. So Adisu, you're in there checking things out. Anything particular you want to do?
I want to check to see when there might be changes of guard, for example. I assume that they're going to be in shifts. Don't think we need the answer right now, but need to have written that down.
You do notice, you see Nadi, the owner, and you, after talking to one of the hostesses, you find out he has a general routine that he does. He wakes up at dawn, performs his morning routines.
His what routine?
His mooning. He's mooning. He moons everyone. His morning routines.
Does the whole like Brian opens the door into the crowds of thousands.
Yes. So the hostess tells you that he has a meeting with the pit bosses and the hostesses over breakfast in his office. His office is down in the basement. Then he goes and tours the first floor, checking with the staff and department heads. Goes into the counting room to check on the receipts. He does any business meetings he may have to in the multi-purpose rooms. And then he spends the afternoon moving through the lounge, meeting guests, trying to make sure everybody's taken care of, all the big wigs. Throughout the day, and then after dinner, he goes into the counting room to check on the receipts again one more time, make sure that the entertainment's set up for the evening, and then he heads down into the basement floors to make his last circuit before he goes to bed for the evening, and he checks on the vault and the money rooms for counting.
So he does check on those last thing in the evening.
Correct.
Okay.
Does he just kind of like walk by and see if the door is closed?
Who wants to do this?
No, like when he checks on the vault, does he like?
Well, he
goes in.
The hostess is telling him this,
everything.
And she doesn't know. She's never been down there, but she knows that there's like 2 pit bosses that sometimes he trusts. That he gives them a code to punch in to the vault. She's never seen the vault. She hasn't been down that far. She said that there's a new sub basement they put in, and there's some kind of a pin pad number that he has to punch in. And usually he does, if he's alerted to any issues, he won't give anybody the daily keypad number. He changes it. But if things are running normally, a couple of the pit bosses have that number as well, so that they can oversee the funds going in there. Super. So we have Adisu is in there hanging out. Let me know if there's anything else you want to do or look at, or if I didn't answer any question. And then we're going to have Makta comes in there, and then you guys let me know what else you want to be doing.
So I had a specific question about security. So is it the same security throughout the day? Do they swap shifts at various points?
Yeah, and there's nothing to say really about that. There's no break in it, but they do shift change. They have like 12-hour shifts. So you have some of the staff is sleeping downstairs, and then when it's shift change, the new staff comes up and meets them, and then they switch. So there is a changing of the guard, but there's always someone in place.
Okay. I didn't have anything else specific.
Okay. So Makta, you're going to be heading in, and I guess Zara as well, or are you doing something else? So you guys are going to come in. Let's figure you're coming at least by dinner time or later in the evening. You're coming in there, and you might even check out a show. They have some real nice shows coming in. As you guys get there, you're getting ready to walk in a little later. You see a big carriage pulls up out front, and the hostess opens the door, and a couple of the staff come running out to grab the bags. And you see who you know as the mayor comes out, and he's coming in obviously to check out the banquet hall for tomorrow's wedding for his baby girl.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zara will drag Magda over there with her.
Yes.
And meet up with the mayor. And just kind of nonchalantly bump into him. Oh, dear, excuse me. I am so sorry.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry.
Yes, you are, darling. Now, dear Mayor, I am so thrilled to give you congratulations.
How
on your
dare
daughter's
you
wedding.
touch me?
I did not.
I did not. That was that other guy over there. I just
You
wanted to-
fool! Be gone!
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
And then some of his staff comes up and pushes you back.
do
so
any of
he's
them
kinda
have
rude.
any pockets?
Any what?
Any pockets?
Oh yeah, they all have pockets.
Okay, I want to cast Mage Hand
Mhm.
on the one furthest away and just have it like reach down in his pockets and grab whatever it can.
Okay.
Is it
there a
Mage
check?
Hand visible?
Yeah, it is. It is visible.
You don't know whose mage hand it is.
So, or do you want to do a stealth with it as well to see if you can do it?
Sure, I'll try sleight of hand, whatever.
I have nothing to do with this.
This is not the plan.
Everything is part of plan.
Okay, yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
16.
16 is good enough. So, what are you trying to get? Anything particular?
Well, just reach in and grab everything in the pocket and leave.
Okay, sure. Yeah. You see that he has just a lucky charm, maybe a rabbit's foot. He has some gold pieces in there. That's about it. All right, so they make their way in, and I imagine you guys will follow close behind to go in.
But not touching.
Yeah, don't touch him. He gets the pat down in front, and any weapons that they have are taken by the staff as well, and they're given a ticket. Same thing for you. Let's say also that Adisu, you'll notice too that you heard Abu in there screaming and yelling back in the kitchens, and you can actually see through the restaurant. It only has the beads, the bead curtain, so you can kind of see in there what's going on. And you hear him yelling and screaming, and one of the pit bosses is yelling at him and telling him about how he has to get a new pin. But, later today they're going to get one made up for him, and he better not lose it again. And he asks, what's up with that owlbear that you have? Isn't he supposed to watch things during the night? Blah, blah, blah. All right. What else are we doing to do our day 2?
Oh, something else that just occurred to me to look for. Can I keep an eye out for who is wearing the pin?
Yes.
And where they're going?
Yep. You see all of the staff has a gold pin. Everyone that works there except for the children. They do not have a pin. And you see them all. You can look through the kitchen through the beads, and you can see that back in the kitchen is where, and from the past that if you want to go up to the private rooms, you have to go through the kitchen to the stairs. That's where the stairs are. So you go through there to get to the stairs to go up or down. It's the one stairwell. So you see people going up, you see people going down.
Okay.
You do see when the mayor comes in, a big old hullabaloo, and he's yelling at some people and saying that there's some ruffians out front trying to accost him, and then he goes into the kitchen and up the stairs to check on the banquet facility.
Okay. So I don't really get any clues to what part of the premises is alarmed from watching people coming in and out.
Yeah, well, you do notice that the mayor that came in does not have a gold pin, and he's escorted in and goes right upstairs.
Upstairs, right. So it looks like it's for anyone going downstairs in the vicinity of the vault, which makes sense. Okay.
Is there like a front desk?
Oh, yeah. When you first walk in, absolutely.
Yeah.
There is Giselle is your hostess with the mostest. She greets everyone that comes in. And,
almost as much as me.
Yes. And she also has Jerome or Jake. What I name him? I forget. Jacob or someone. He's there.
The dealer?
He's there to collect your weapons and check them at the weapons check. And she asked you, anybody comes in, what's your pleasure? Do you want to rent a room? Do you want to go play some games? Do you want to eat?
Yes, I would like to rent a room for 3 nights. A large room.
Well, we are getting booked. We have a very large tournament and a wedding tomorrow night.
Yes, I know. That's
So
why I'm here.
we will only be able to rent out the rooms per night in case some bigger dignitaries come. They will get preferential treatment. I'm sorry.
Just because I am not large does not mean I do not have money.
Yes, I understand. But I will. We do have one room for this evening. If you'd like to have it, that's fine.
I would like room for tonight and tomorrow. When is earliest I can get?
Yes.
I
Well,
can come back
tomorrow
and tell
morning you can
room
come
for
back
tomorrow.
and see about getting the room for another night.
It's so much work.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm sorry. Tiny, the Minotaur, already booked our last room. That's for the next 2 nights.
He sounds enchanting.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
I'm sorry, was that 80s porn music?
There was.
How much?
No, it
is,
was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
how much is the room for tonight?
One night is 1,000 gold pieces.
Whoa. Suddenly went very quiet.
I am going little deaf in this ear. You say is
Oh yeah, 1,000 gold pieces.
what comes with room?
All your food you can eat. You have a servant, 24 hours, that will wait on you hand and foot. They bring a basin to bathe you by hand. And you also, if you are renting the room for the evening, you get a discount on our ladies and men of the evening.
Well, I do
But-
declare, Magda, that is like the perfect setup for you.
You do not put mint on pillow?
For
If
you,
there is
darling,
no mint on pillow, I not stay here, I leave.
we will get a box of mints for you, my dear.
I don't want a box of mints.
Well, then I will make sure. Mira, get the box of mints and take one out and put it on the pillow in room 3, please. Anything
Make sure
else?
it's properly folded down.
Right. And I pay when I leave.
No, ma'am. That will be pay up front, please.
When I leave.
Okay. Well, if you'd like the key, you have to pay up front. Jacob, could you get Gustav, please? Are you ready to pay?
Is Gustav my servant for night?
Oh no, that would be Celine. Gustav is just our security.
So he's going to make sure that room is.
He's going to make
secure.
sure that you pay or you are escorted out of the building.
That
Anything
just
else I
does
could do
not-
for you?
That does not seem necessary. I say, good day.
Good day.
Speak to a supervisor. Speak to a supervisor.
So then, of course,
You have
she
been so helpful.
she will go over to Gustav and point at her, Magda, and then whisper some things. So they're going to be keeping an eye on you.
And I curtsy.
Sarcastically.
All right, Magda, why don't you
Big
please
smile.
just go
Go what?
find...
What?
Go.
Why don't you please just go and find us a table to sit there and
Yes, I
enjoy
go
this
sit. I go sit in
Yo.
restaurant.
Yes, go get us a meal.
I
I'll
can
see-
afford glass of water.
Excellent idea. You are so lovely when you just I kiss her on the cheek and send her on the way.
Oh,
And
I
then
will never
I'll,
wash this again.
I will turn back to the hostess. Hey, please forgive her. I'm trying to explain how to actually be social in this world. You see, she had a very rough upbringing. She is not quite ready for
1,000 gold
To
pieces.
parlay within social commentary.
It's like
And-
My Fair Lady in here.
And what is your pleasure today, sir? Or ma'am?
Oh, my pleasure. Oh,
A discount. That is in game. I said that from the restaurant.
well, at least she does know how to barter, and that's at least something. But my pleasure would be, and it's just all about everything that is so beautiful, just like you. And I just boop her on the nose.
And she doesn't like that when you boop her on the nose. As you're speaking, the door opens again. One of the bodyguards or the staff walk to the door and open the door. And you see 4 black scorpions come in, full weapons. They walk in, 2 go onto the casino floor, and 2 go back into the kitchens.
Well, it looks like you have definitely got yourself a full house here.
Yes,
Now.
yes, we're very busy, and someone actually had a piece of their merchandise stolen last night, so kind of on alert right now.
Oh, that is such a terrible thing to hear.
It is. I don't know
Would
why
not
people have to mess
expect
with
something
things.
like that to happen in this here location.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like exactly what I'd expect.
Do they have any kind of leads on who it might have been? That way I know to keep an eye out for such unsavory type of people.
They do not. So what did you
that's
want to do today again?
Oh, I'm just here for another show and a meal. That's all.
Oh, very good. Right this way. Mirta, another one. And she blows you off.
Thank you very much.
Not in the good way.
And I just walk off, you fucking twit.
So you guys are in the restaurant having a nice, lovely meal.
I am having water.
Okay. And you do
It's the
notice you have some people eyeing you. You can see eyes always looking at your way.
Yes,
Now,
and I look directly at them, and I reach over and I take leftover food from the table next to me after they leave, and I eat that, eye to eye.
I imagine that
Can I see
Adisu.
this going on? From
Yeah,
where I
you
am?
do, you do, and I imagine your character would not pretend, or you would pretend not to even know them, because you don't want to blow
Inside,
your
I'm
cover.
going, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, now, sugar, please. We've talked about this. We'll just get a small meal, nothing to worry about. It won't be that
I had
expensive.
small meal was the salad.
Well, that's a good thing because you
Vinegar.
got to make sure you get your figure just right for that dress we picked out at the shop. It looks beautiful on you. You're going to be amazing.
So it's getting later in the evening. So around 8 p.m. dinner is finished, and now they just have some bar food, maybe some French fries they throw in the fryer that some of the other staff would cook until maybe midnight. But Abo gets off at 8, so you see one of the big guards of the staff, the same one that they would have saw that Abo and Hakim saw walk him to the door this morning, meets up with him, and he checks him and makes sure he has his pin, and you see them walk out the back door of the kitchen, obviously making their way back to Abo's house. So he has an escort back to the house. All right, so now it's late, 8 p.m. What do you guys want to do?
Cry.
I'm just gonna put this little seed in Abo's head. Do you want to steal the second pin?
I was kind of thinking that
I
as
can
well.
feel it. And I think that we're connected. It's like
Yeah. BFFs.
I was thinking it very, very hard.
Yeah.
That is how you knew.
I kind of really want to steal that pin again.
well, with them kind of like cursing up a storm about the pin, I kind of want to do detect magic on the pin that we stole and see if it's like still enchanted or if they have a way of like just switching it off once they realize it's missing.
That's a good idea.
Very nice.
That was exactly Zara's next thought.
Cool. And I can cast
had
it as a
those
ritual
first.
because I'm a ritual caster.
Same. It's so much
Awesome. No cost.
It is still enchanted, so you can assume that it is, once it's made, it's set.
Okay, right.
They
Well,
can't
that's good.
change the code, basically, by the sounds of it.
Shall
We
we?
should definitely get a second pin to make sure that they, the two
Oh, yeah.
pins
We need to
line
check,
up.
don't
I
we?
mean, what if we figure out that it's enchanted differently?
We definitely need to make sure about that, don't we, Hakeem? So,
I think we do.
Are we gonna go be all nonchalant and hide inconspicuously and make sure he falls asleep, and then we can rob his place again?
I think we shall.
Yay!
I'm just gonna like skip down.
At least that's our plan. I'm not sure if anyone else has a use for Hakim the Mighty.
So now you guys are gonna do this later this evening again, or you're gonna do it now once you see him walk out?
Later this evening because we want to sleep.
Same time as the previous day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna wait till you. What are you gonna do from now until you meet back up at the Slime of Mysteries? Anything else?
Is the store still open? The general store?
Yes, it is.
Closed?
It's open.
Because like, Hakeem, like, have you been inside this joint?
Nope, just the outside.
Right, because I've been watching the people going in this place, and they seem to be gussied up a bit. And let's be honest, I'm a street rat, you know. So I'm thinking, if we're meant to be schmoozing, you know, and staking out the place from the inside,
you would like some new clothes.
Yeah. I want. Yay, shopping!
I like Hakeem just being short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to
I think what would suit me is a white tuxedo with a little red dicky bow.
We can make that.
I like it.
We can see that to that.
Yay! I've never had a dicky bow before.
All right, so you go in and you're shopping. Anyone else doing anything particular?
Crying.
All right. So before we make our way back to end our evening at the Salon of Mysteries, do you want to do anything else at the casino? Or at the Thousand Mysteries? As we see the cat
apologize for me just. I am ready.
I'm not sure anyone else is.
I would like to walk through the kitchen and go up the stairs and just kind of like look around in the hallway upstairs and just see how far I get.
Okay. What's your passive
perception?
Perception, thank you.
That depends. If you look at the sheet, it says 17.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
All right.
Roll20 said 14, but I'd rather have the 17.
Yeah, whatever the sheet says, yeah. All right, so you make your way back there. You see some of the staff running around, working. You get to the stairs, and you're going up, you said?
Yes.
So you walk up the steps. You see on the second floor that there is the banquet hall, and you see a lot of staff running around, fixing and setting up tables. You even see the mayor's overseeing things, yelling at some people. The staff are just running in and out. They have the front room is the cocktail area, and the main ballroom is where most of the things are being set up. Do you want to continue up?
Yes.
Okay. And just give me a D20 roll. Can you do that?
Yes. What do I type?
If you look to the left, there's actually a dice picture. There's an icon. You can just click on that and click D20.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it. It's easier.
Oh,
All right.
I am doing.
All right.
Oh, well.
So you walk up the steps to the third floor. As soon as you get to the top of the steps, you see some staff comes up to you. Can I help you?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have a key?
I think I had some dairy.
Too much to drink? Okay, let's go right down this way.
No, I had dairy at dinner.
So, dairy. Okay.
It doesn't really eat well with me.
Yes. So okay,
So
and as they're
I
grabbing
kind
your
of
arms and
quickly
escorting you
like,
down.
oh, okay, that is not necessary. I just need the bathroom.
Okay, they walk you down through the kitchens, back to the restaurant, and to the bathroom.
Where is that somewhere?
So you're
on the
back
map?
down on the first floor, and you are in the bathroom. They rush you back down to the main floor.
Okay.
So you were
And
spun
then
around.
I spend few minutes in the bathroom.
Okay.
Use up a bunch of paper towels. Sprinkle water everywhere.
All right. Anybody else doing anything? Who we have left in here? Adisu and Zara, you're still in the whispers?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else I can really do at this point. No, I think I'm kind of done.
Okay. So you're getting ready to leave. You're heading out and going down the street.
Did he do?
Yep. Yeah. How about Zara?
I'll take it that once Magda comes out of the bathroom, that I'll finally grab a hold of her and escort her back home.
Very good. So you guys make your way out, and
Do not go in there.
Child, that was definitely not the plan this week.
Abu and Hakeem, you guys are already making your way back to meet up?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are all back at the Slot of Mysteries. And I know Abu and Hakeem are going to do a night run again to Abu's house. You guys want to discuss
I'm just going
anything?
to, pick the thieves' tools out of that chest because I broke mine earlier, like a klutz.
Yep. No problem.
So that's ready.
You got it.
Let's go break and entering.
All right.
Hang on, stealthily. Let's go break and entering.
So we're going to go do the break and enter again, and then we're going to finish up today just talking about what our plans are for tomorrow, day 3. Okay? So you guys head back down the same way, down the path through the woods, along the stream. And
Pass without trace.
You can cast that again, right?
Woo! Right, yo.
That's not even the limit of it. I have another thing that gives you advantage on stealth checks.
Ooh.
Is that right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Matter of fact, I think I will do my stealth boop to you too to compound it.
Okay, yay!
So I click this button. Haha.
Blessed. So what does that make my?
So pass without trace will give you the +10, and then stealth checks you'll have advantage for the next hour, which is the same duration as pass without a trace.
Oh my god!
Tidy.
So +10 and advantage. All right, that's gonna.
I want to make sure that we don't have another lockpick situation.
Yeah.
It won't happen again, I promise.
Okay, so you again see the light switch off. You see our little rat man lay down his head. You see the owl bear stand and prepare to do his walk around the building. And you guys are going to roll, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Slunk.
23.
22, thanks to the +10.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
no problem.
33. Yeah, +10.
Yeah, you'd pretty much have to get like a nat 1 to kind of mess it up.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I will drive this car right into that river. When the chips are up, I go down.
And so you're using your tools to get back in?
I am, yeah.
So let's do that.
Hang on, no, it's
and you get advantage again, right? For that?
Is it advantage again?
It's only on stealth checks.
Oh, okay.
Stealth checks.
Okay.
So normal.
No
oh,
advantage.
Come on, do not. 25.
Nice.
Woo!
That's a nat 19. Yeah.
Yes. So a 25. So you notice that these thieves' tools work better than your old ones. These are excellent.
I
So
like
you
these.
slide them back in your pocket and you sneak in through the window. You close the window behind you.
Has
and
anything changed?
Everything looks the same. Where do you want to go?
I'm gonna go straight to that desk, but
Okay.
slowly and just double checking that there is nothing anywhere.
So you go to the desk and you unlock it like you did last time. You fold it open and you see the notepad and pin are not there.
Okay. I'm going to creep into his bedroom.
Okay. You creep into his bedroom and you see that he has the pin still hooked onto his cook's jacket, which is resting on the bed post.
It's on the bedpost.
Yes, right next to his head.
Okay, I'm going to take it.
All right. So because it's so close to him, I'm going to need you to roll another stealth.
Okay,
That's
again,
something
you
you
still
want to be
have-
rolling.
You still have
with
advantage.
advantage plus
Yep.
10.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Come on, that one. Come on. Dang it.
28.
All right. I really want this owlbear to attack.
I haven't been able to attack anything.
I know. I want to do my owlbear voice. All right. So, yeah, you easily reach over and ding, pop it off, and you're leaving with it, right?
What else is in his bedroom?
All right. Oh, you see his pants.
Did you want to take the whole jacket or just the pin?
No,
Just leave the jacket. You always leave the
Yeah.
best things.
I just want to see what else is in his bedroom.
All right. So you see his pants. You see his closet. You open it up, and they're just like 6 chef's jackets. They all look exactly the same.
All the pants.
Yeah, no shoes anywhere.
Is there like any jewelry or anything?
No. He's a very common rat. He doesn't believe in jewelry.
Okay. I'm gonna take the small knife I've got and basically cut holes in all his trousers.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, hang on. If he's a rat person, does he have a tail? And he's
He
already got a
does.
hole in his trousers. All right, I'm gonna make a bigger hole.
Okay, you make it bigger. Yep.
Yeah, in all the trousers.
So now we have a towel. His tail
Very
and
satisfying
butt
and dry,
cheeks
yeah.
are now cut open.
Yeah, from like where his perineum is. A
Oh.
massive cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any gonads will be hanging low.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause
While
he-
he's cooking.
deep fried testicle festival.
yes. So he is a male rat person. Yeah. So they will be
Yep.
hanging low. He is
Make
packing
holes
more.
worse luck.
on,
He's packing more than Tiny the Minotaur is. So.
too much
They're
of-
not ball bearings.
Oh,
But there are 1,000 of them.
Yes.
I do have 1,000 of them. Oh.
Oh no.
Can I check? Like, are we sure that there's like nothing else in this house, like basements or like hidden?
Yeah. I
vaults?
mean, there is a basement.
Ooh.
yeah. Why the fuck not? Let's go in the basement.
Okay. All right.
Sure,
so
why not?
you go down into the basement, creep, 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 and you open the sliding door into the basement, and you are greeted with, it just looks like a S&M. There's big giant gates, cages. There's whips and chains hanging from the wall. You see a contraption that you have no idea how it's used. You see some leather gear laying around, and that's what you see downstairs.
I'm gonna pocket the leather gear and whip.
The whip, okay, and the full outfit,
and the leather, the whole leather.
the
as
full
well, yeah.
leather outfit, all right, with the mask as well, with the zipper face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm making all that, and then I'm
Probably
gonna.
about your size.
Well.
So what's this hole for?
And then I'm gonna, just scuttle out with all this stuff, and then, I've got an idea in my head now
Okay.
of what I'm gonna do.
Now,
with it,
do you
but
show Hakeem when you
God,
come
I
back
don't
out?
want to know.
I'm gonna get outside and go like, Hakeem, like when we're like, when me and Hakeem are like a suitable distance away, I'm gonna, take him to a. Not before we get to everyone else, but just for that, like outside under a street lamp, and go like, Hakeem, like I got the pin, but I did a bit more rooting around, right?
And?
I nicked more stuff, right?
Oh, like what?
Oh, right. So I've got another weapon, a nice whip, you see?
Fancy. Very
And then,
fancy.
Yeah. And just in case, right? In case I want to be extra stealthy, I've got a full black leather suit, so I'm dark at night.
And it's shiny black.
Hakeem will just kind of stare at that and just go,
So you're right.
"Why,
It's got
that's the
like,
worst leather armor I've ever seen."
but then like,
You'll never be able to move in that.
but then like, you see, like I can cover my mouth up, so I can see my mouth.
And then
I mean, the red kind of gives you away a little bit.
And he pulls out also, and don't forget this, and he brings out this big red ball. I don't know how this fits on my nose. I'm not sure what I do with this.
And this, right? I'm thinking though, like this, like it's about right size, like but what if we could use it? I don't know, to shut someone up if we rob them, kidnap them, whatever the word is. You know, like
it's like handcuffs for the mouth.
As you demonstrate,
you are truly a prodigy amongst the golden song.
It's weird.
Hakeem, not knowing what the equipment actually is, will just kind of rustle his hair. It's like, you've done well.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's absolutely no way he'll be able to know that he's been robbed.
Yeah,
So you guys sneak across the park again easily with your super stealth, and you make it back to the salon. The others are sleeping, so in the morning you're going to wake up and talk about what you're doing the next day.
All right. And give a fashion show.
In your new suit, like, haha.
I imagine he tries it on too. As soon as you get home, you try it on.
Like almost like walk out the next morning, like,
look at my new stealth suit.
And I just turn around, go back to the bedroom.
And you're hopping around like Tigger, right? Bouncing around the room.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
Some people need mothers.
My mother died though.
Don't be that way. He's just a precious little thing. He's
He
done
is little.
well.
I know, but I can't get into small places.
You've done absolutely well, Abo.
Do you want the whip?
Yes.
Oh, please.
All right.
I'm just gonna hand Zara the whip. There you go.
And Zara will take it, and when he's sitting there just bouncing around, I'll sit there and slap him on the ass with it.
Ooh.
Oh, this has taken a turn.
Yeah. This is fun.
Ooh. That's interesting.
What's that feeling?
Suddenly, I do not need breakfast.
I feel funny.
within me.
So about today.
Yeah, that's today, yeah.
Today or tomorrow?
Oh, do we
We're talking
have a
about the next
DM?
day. Yep. Yeah, no, I'll let you guys run. Yeah. So we are finishing up the evening. So we ran 2 days. So we're going to start next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We are going to do days 3 and 4 to finish our campaign. So do you guys have an idea of what you want to do for day 3, the day of the wedding? Also doing some more recon to get ready for day 4.
Like, because I've got the new fancy clothes.
Yes.
I'm going to try and nick an invitation tomorrow.
To the wedding?
And then, yes, the wedding. And then I can, like, sneak into the wedding in fancy stuff so I can get on the inside for a bit.
Okay.
I'm going to try and help Abo sneak into the wedding as his +1.
Oh.
All right. So we'll start that next week. You're going to have to, of course, roll to see if you can actually find one, steal one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have a plan on what they're going to do?
I think that Hakeem would, one, check the back door for the deliveries again, see if there's any differences.
Okay.
And then I think that he would actually go to the place where the Black Scorpions are and try and pick up some information on this Merc security group.
Sure.
And I will. I would like to talk to Tiny before we go into like the wedding and all of that. I have other things I want to talk about.
Okay. Do you borrow the leather outfit and the whip to take?
That is would not fit either of us.
Yeah, true.
I'd like to see Tiny try that.
All right.
It's
so
just,
we're gonna
his one arm.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish up. Anything else you guys wanted to add before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the main thing on day 3 is that we do need to actually make a plan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Time's running out.
I am working on plan. It's fine.
And we kind of still don't know where the vault is or what the vault looks like.
It's in the basement.
Yeah.
Basement. And We need to work out how to sort out that dog whenever we find that dog.
I would say, which is weird because since we were talking about Europe, makes that the first floor now, since there's a new first floor, right?
No.
Yeah. Mind blown.
That was deep.
Is that how it works?
That's deep, man.
Yeah, it's deep. It's a basement to a basement, but
Is it
Basements don't count to the on the
Right, they're
numbering
negatives,
system.
right?
It's a
Ground
floor
floor to
within a
ground
floor.
Woo.
All right, so we are going to finish up, say goodbye. So, yeah, I am David Steele. You'll notice, well, no, you won't notice. Shoot, see, since I killed my overlay, my pretty little logo's gone. Everything you can find about me and my group is at steelempire.com. You'll find links to everything, even to the Twitch. We also have a YouTube channel, and it's on steelempire.com, and this video will be up there as well, probably by tomorrow. And then we'll be meeting again next week, same time, same bad channel. Let's go down the list again if you guys want to give a shout out to yourself. So we'll start with Magda, right, Elsa?
Yes. Is that backwards?
Polymorph Crafts.
Polymorph Crafts.
Is that a .com or anything?
It's .com.
Yay!
Yeah, we make a mimic chest that holds all of your dice and turns into a dice tower and rolling tray and coaster and card holder and all of that sort of stuff. So polymorphcrafts.com. You can see our Kickstarter from last year out on Kickstarter, and at Polymorph Crafts on Twitter, where sometimes I am funny.
And I have to say too, they had a Kickstarter. I ordered one. They are amazing. Even if you don't, you just have to go on the website and look at them. They're different sizes, and you got to watch the little. They have a little GIF video where it actually opens up. You can see how it's sick. And they have leather straps to carry it. It's crazy.
Not that kind of leather.
Yeah. Ooh, look, a little demonstration. Little magnets that hold it. It's pretty sick.
It works so much better on a table.
Nice.
Yeah, a little coaster comes out of it.
Cool.
All right, as she's disassembling that, let's talk to Chris so he can go to bed.
I'm not going to take me ages to get sleep tonight. Right. Yes, so you can find the Nerd Therapy D&D podcast, playcast at dnd5e.com. All previous episodes up there. I think we're up to about 33, something like that now. I am on Twitter as Book Zombie, except the I is a 1, so BOOKZOMB1E, because some bugger nicked from me before I got the chance. And yeah, so if you search for Book Zombie, there's a sort of 75% chance you're going to find me, but you might find some
Now, was that an E on the end of there? DVMPE Echo?
Yeah.
Okay. .com. All right. All right.
Well, if you search for Nerd Therapy on YouTube, on iTunes, you'll find us as well.
All right, Tim.
Hey, so I'm at Anonmoth on Twitter. You're probably going to find me like tweeting loads of random stuff of like artwork from people in the community of D&D and posting the occasional kind of funny comment, and probably talking about what's happening in my life, which at the moment is getting quite hectic because of lots of things that are happening, which is really exciting because I'm moving. So that's what is going to happen, and probably be a photo of me biking home tonight at 2:00 in the morning, 10 miles. So that should be fun. But yeah, I'll be on there. And yeah.
So I expect a tweet from you. I want to know you got home safely.
Oh yeah, there will be. There'll probably be like
Yes,
a
please.
haggard-looking me,
Okay,
like
good.
that there, but still hyped up on energy drink.
So please make sure you check in. I want to make sure you get home safe. And
Will
we
do,
have the
mate, will do.
goddamn DM.
Yep, that would be me. My name is Patrick Tracy, also known as the Goddamn DM, and I give away stuff for free. I do free jokes up on my Twitter about D&D and other tabletop goodies. I give away stuff for free on DM's Guild. You can find that under Patrick Tracy, such as Ribbitins and the Almost Heroic skill system. Hey, by the way, Almost Heroic is a podcast that I put out for free.
Ooh.
So I evidently am allergic to money or something like that. But if you do wish to help out, you can always do the DM's Guild stuff is pay what you want. So, or you can just, you can just send me goodies like my head that one of our listeners sent us where I got a dice tower made.
That's awesome.
So it's beautiful. I love it.
It is.
And every time I get a chance, I gotta show it off. Oh, sorry. Realized that wasn't in frame. So, haha.
There you go. Yeah. Excellent. And make sure you type in your link down there in the chat as well. You guys too, all of you. I did the nerd therapy link. Any links you have, type them in the Twitch channel. And like I said, this will be going up on YouTube as well. So it's evergreen. It'll be up there. People may find it. And lastly, we have Puppy Dog Coco.
Yep, I go by as Coco Wonderpup. You can find me at Coco Wonderpup on Twitter. I'm usually tweeting a bunch of things about really cute dogs, that of probably more D&D type stuff, and just funny comments or things I find interesting. That's pretty much about all I do on Twitter.
And a couple of you are part of Thread Raiders. Thread Raiders is the movement that started on Twitter and is a social media giant. Well, trying to be. Yeah, we just started a Thread Raiders podcast as well, which I'm a part of. And it's a great community of people, creators, game players, and it's fantastic, actually. I love it because they all have great hearts, and it's not like a money-making thing. We just do it to help out each other, the gaming creative community. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So Nils is always talking about it, but he's never actually said what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you know Nils.
And there's a Thread Raiders.
Everybody knows Nils.
Thread as in threading a needle. Threadraiders.com as well. You can check it out there if you're interested. And reach out to me, Tim, or even Coco if you have any questions about it. We have a Discord channel as well. So. All right, I think that is it. So I hope to see you guys in 1 week's time. Again, same bat time, same bat channel, right?
Sounds good.
Where we will find more BDSM gear, I assume.
Yes.
Yay! More kink, more kink, more kink.
Nice. All right, guys, thank you so much. We out.
No problem.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks everyone. Nice to meet everyone. Take care.
See you in a bit.
Take care. Y'all have fun now.